Sunday call. Home is the people who choose to stay. Tend your scars and light your flames. Built this place from hand-me-downs, late night jokes and lost and founds. Hearts beat stronger than the pain we known. It ain't perfect, but it's the closest home. They say home is where you lay your head. Nah, madhouse is where your heart gets fed. Oh, home is not a place, it's a people. Home is where your heart is happy. It's this place we built, the family we chose, through the highs and lows. Yeah, everybody knows this is where I call home. No question, no doubt, a madhouse, yeah, but we figured it out. This place is a family, loud and unafraid. The madhouse is a bad house, not in a bad way. With the back alley grin, come as you are, let the chaos in. Different stories, different scars, same table, same soaring stars. We don't fit in tidy little lines, we spill over across the signs. If you're lost or you're barely okay, we'll save you, we'll show you the way. They say the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, chosen over given. Yeah, we make our own truth, bound by the promise, not the name you were born. Families forged in the fire, not swore. Home is not a place, it's a people. Home is where your heart is happy. It's this place we built, the family we chose, held together by the love we owe. This is where I call home, no alibi, hands up high, yeah, this is my ride. This place is a family, a community, a little unhinged, but it works for me. It's not a cult, allegedly, just a madhouse built like family. No secret robes, no destiny, just late nights and loyalty. Home is not a place, it's a people. If you're here, then you're already equal. This place we built, the family we chose. If you know, you know, yeah, that's how it goes. This is where I call home, stay or roam. You're never really alone. This place is a family, wild but true. Welcome to the madhouse, yeah, we saved the spot for you. It's not a place, it's a people. Not a place, it's a people. When the night feels heavy and the chat feels quiet, when the world hits hard and we're barely surviving, there's a voice that cuts through the doubt and the fear, a steady reminder that somebody's here. She doesn't ask questions, she doesn't judge pain, just opens her heart like a warm summer rain. From the highs to the lows, she never dismisses. That's the magic of mistress, the mistress of madness.
She says you're not alone, yeah, I've got your back. Even when she's tired, she stays on track.
She's the sunshine in our darkest times, a spark of hope when we're losing the light. She gives so much love, never asking why, always lifting us up, helping us survive. She may say no gifts, I don't need a thing, but we just want to show her what she means. Yeah, this love right here is endless, for our bestie, our mistress. From the laughs in the stream to the tears off screen,
She sees every soul, every in-between.
doesn't matter who you are or where you've been.
If you're hurting at all, she's letting you in.
She carries the weight that we don't always see, still choosing kindness, still choosing to be the calm in the storm, the voice that insists that the world's better off with someone like mistress. She'll hype you up when you can't stand tall, makes you feel seen like you matter at all. She's the sunshine in our darkest times.
Hello? Ah, perfect. Already technical difficulties. Fantastic, right? Love that for us. Okay, we are working through technical difficulties with Allie right now, so bear with me. Can you hear me, Allie?
I can.
Okay, perfect. So did you try the stream together thing?
So I set that up. It says to knock to invite you. Unless that's a completely different thing.
You can knock. Yeah, go for it. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's what this is like. That's what I don't.
Yeah.
I think this is something different.
Started a collaboration request. And
yeah, maybe this is something different.
yeah, I don't know because I can't click on it.
Okay. Well, now that I have this open, what if you try to send the invite thingy again? I don't know.
Yeah, I can send it. Also, you should have. You're using Chrome as your main browser, right?
Yeah.
Twitch, like on your computer, if you have Twitch open on your computer specifically.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. I will try and send it to you one more time. Okay. Shared chat. At AlleyBear00. If you guys want to watch Allie's stream, support Allie. She is streaming on Twitch now. Looks like it worked. Yes? Open stream together. Oh my gosh. Are we streaming together?
I have no clue.
Well, I'm gonna join the call, but don't. I don't know how this works. Hi, Kisa! Hi.
I have no idea what's happening right now.
I don't know what's happening in the room. Hi, Kisa, how are you? We're having technical.
Try what you said.
I think the biggest issue is that you might not be affiliated. That might be the issue. Because I never tried this before I got affiliated. I got affiliated so quickly when I moved to Twitch because I already had people on YouTube. So I just moved everybody over to Twitch. Okay, I'm gonna close my door.
Yeah, when I do the / shared chat, that's what pops up.
Oh good, okay. So it looks like we did it. Should be able to see people from my chat now. Maybe. Type something in your chat really quickly for me, please.
In my chat?
Yeah, in your own chat. I would, but I'm changing my lights around really quick so I can see. Ow! Hi, Al! Oh my gosh, so many SOs. I need to like, I need more mods. What? My shoutouts are on cooldown for 17 minutes. That better not be. I'll have to change that. Wonder if it'll just like take forever to do it. It's weird. I've never had to do that before.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Did you type in your chat, Ellie?
I did.
I did not see it. You're not seeing any of my chat, I'm assuming?
No.
Shared chat is enabled.
It says participants 1 out of 6. It doesn't even show that you're participating.
Huh? But I'm in here. Yeah. What do you mean? Give me a second.
Did it just show you I'm in there?
Allie, on the right of that little call window thing,
yeah,
there should be like a bunch of icons. One of those is going to be a notification icon, and it should, under the notification icon, it should show up that you've been invited to a collaboration.
I need to fix my frosty tools.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much, kid, because I didn't know what I was missing. I was like, this has always worked before,
sorry.
I don't know.
Sorry it took me so long. I was trying to make myself some food.
No, you're good.
No,
you're good.
Okay.
I thought she had already tried to do that and it didn't work. But I think it's because she didn't have it up yet.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't getting those on my phone.
Weird. I only get them on my phone.
But I have it open on the computer, so now I can see chat. Hi, chat.
Why are you Hyzen7? Oh, it's from your chat. I see. Okay, this makes sense. Perfect. Now we're working.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're
we
a
got
first time chatter in my chat? But
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know
Welcome
who
in,
that
welcome in.
is.
Well, I'm
Hello.
a mod in Allie's chat, so you should all be afraid. And be good.
I'm also a mod in her chat, so we
That
are
is
going
also
to read Reddit.
Hi,
We just had
kids.
technical difficulties, that's all.
Give me 1 second, guys. I think I need to. I'm gonna go back to
What's this?
stream things.
Should I turn my light on? Is it too dark?
I wish I could see you. I feel like we could set it up so that they can see both of us. But then we would.
How would I add
think
your video?
What we would have to do is we would turn our face off on stream, turn our face on Discord, and set Discord. We would have to like set Discord to be showing our faces, like as a
Yeah.
yeah, as a
That
capture.
Makes me wish I had 3 screens so I could still read the Reddits.
Oh yeah, see, yeah, we just won't do that right now. We'll do that next time. Cammy says your lighting is okay, but you don't know.
show you, Candy.
Yeah, turn it on. Okay, since we're, you know, taking a moment anyway.
You can also see my dogs in the background making a mess of my bed. Hyzen, yes. People do tend to read Reddit. On stream, I don't know.
I do it sometimes. It just depends. I've read a lot of like spooky stories from like creepypastas and things like that, but I haven't read drama alert stuff in a hot minute. It's been a while.
I love Reddit. Hyzen.
Oh, no.
New experiences are always fun. I almost spilled that.
Wait, what did you get?
It's coffee.
Oh yeah.
I told Aggie I was running low, so we got more stuff for me to make coffee.
Hell yeah. Nice. I have coffee
So
too.
was I, Cammy. So was I.
I don't have any sugar in it because I don't drink sugar with or coffee with sugar at all or any flavoring, but I do have coffee with cream.
Am I the only one who saw like so many of those?
All right, Allie. I am ready when you are. Hi chat, you're gonna have to deal with my shoutouts being a little bit messed up. I'm not sure what's happening with my Frosty tools at all, but this is where we're at. Oh, great.
My follower notification thing popped up like 3 different times. That was
Aw, Cammy wants your
Hi.
dog. Yeah, my current Allie,
Two of them back there.
my current Allie shoutout, Allie, is for your kick, so I'm gonna have to go in and edit
Yeah,
that.
I told Poison he needed to fix it, and he said no.
Yeah. It's okay. I'll fix it at some point here when I'm done streaming today. We'll do it. I don't know if we're gonna play that golf game with Poison and John.
I don't know. Because
But-
Poison doesn't work tomorrow, right?
Right. He doesn't work today. It's
Oh, that
Thursday.
biscuit.
He took off, and that he was like, "Ooh, we can play games." And I was like, "I already have a date
Where
with
is he?
Allie." Sleeping.
Yeah.
I told him I wouldn't be available until after you and I are done with this, and we could potentially stream with him. It's just it's gonna
He
have to be
could
after
still
this.
be in here if he wanted to.
Oh yeah. No, I told yeah. I explained the situation.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So we have some Reddits picked out. Which one do you want
Thank
to
you for
start
the
with?
follow. Yeah, see, it's doing so many different follow.
Yeah.
Why is it doing that?
Let me
There we go.
AlleyBear00. Let me see if my Frosty tools will work. 11 minutes. I don't
Okay.
understand Frosty tools. Why? That didn't happen on the last couple streams. I didn't have any issues with that. Strange.
I do appreciate you for the follow, though. Thank you, Cammy. I think I had to
Hell
change
yeah.
up my notifications for it. Because I thought I had it set up right for like the gifted subs, the sub, and the follower, but it keeps doing the notification for all 3 of those, for follows.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, we'll have to. I can help you. Are you
I'll-
going through Nightbot? What are you going through?
I was going straight through Twitch,
Oh.
which I think is Stream Elements, right?
Yeah. I'm not a huge. I mean, it
I think
depends.
I don't know.
I'm not huge on stream elements at all, but I use it for some things. It just depends on your setup. Okay. Alright, Allie. Which one do you want to start with? We've got so many options.
We do have quite a few. We could start with Am I the Assholes, or we could start with, like, Gary, and then, like, do an Am I the Asshole for a pick-me-up. But...
Do you want to start with Scary? Yeah, we can do Scary first.
Does chat want to start with Scary?
Chat, what would you prefer? You want spooky? Or do you want dramatic? To start, of course, to start. We have a few of both. Allie did most of the finding because I went to the store and I was gone like all freaking day. I just got back and I was like, I'm so behind. Okay. Do it, chat. Spooky first, then Am I the Asshole? Alright.
Okay.
Everybody says spooky first. Okay.
Okay.
Also, when Poison gets back, you know what? Actually, you go ahead and why don't you read one of them? I will open up whichever one you want to do.
Okay.
Because we have roommate doesn't acknowledge me, and I think something. We have used to work as a mortician, and there is blank. And we have a knock in the storm cellar.
Yep.
Let's
so
do
the storm cellar and the mortician one were the ones that
I really want to do the storm cellar one. So what I usually do, Allie, when I'm reading these out loud, is I'll tell people who the writer is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. Go ahead.
This is the No Sleep forum.
Yeah.
But this one is written by Saturday, and it's a knock on the storm cellar. Okay. My daughter Cleo turned 12 not too long ago. She has lived in the house her entire life, and now we're moving out. It's not anything dramatic. We're just moving into a bigger place. She's growing up and deserves a better space. And Molly and I are in a position where I can afford it, but as we're packing up our things and looking to the future, I want to acknowledge something that happened in this house when we first moved in. Cleo was closing in on her first birthday. Molly and I were working around the clock juggling a child, 2 full-time jobs, and a remote part-time job on the weekends. It was rough, but that's to be expected. We had planned for this family, and we're ready to pay the price. Doesn't mean we weren't acknowledging the hardships. We just moved into this house on the northern edge of Tornado Alley. While it did get the occasional storm, the place itself was safe enough that the house had never needed any serious repairs. Not from the weather, at least. We got the place a little cheaper than expected. It was an 80s style brick and mortar kind of building with a solid concrete storm cellar. 1 floor, separate garage. Solid outer walls, cheap interior. You could feel the heat from the kitchen while standing in the hallway, all the way through the paper-thin faux wooden wall panels. To the chat. That first month as we moved in, we ran into our first problem. The storm cellar was having some trouble with cracks in the northernmost wall. Nothing serious, but just enough for there to be sort of a bolt.
Thank you for the follow.
We had
C Smoothies or C Men's Smoothie 3. Thank you.
We had a guy check it out. No, you're fine. And he acknowledged that it needed to be reinforced if we wanted to utilize the space safely. Luckily, we caught it early. The neighborhood was great, though. We lived at the end of the street near 5 other houses. Identical style, different colors. Ours was the green one.
Okay.
While fixing up our storm cellar, we had our first reminder of just how close to Tornado Alley we were. While those across the state line to the south were bunkering down for a possible tornado, we only had to prep for a nasty storm. Perfect start to the summer.
By the way, if you ever want, we can swap. If you want me to, like, this one seems a little long. Just let me know if you want to, like, swap between paragraphs or, like, one big chunk. Up to you. Just
if you're following along. Yeah, if you're following along and you want to jump in, just let me know.
Okay. Hello, neighbor. Welcome. Okay, go ahead, Ellie. Sorry. I just wanted to offer.
Yeah, I can read this bit after the chat,
Solid
and then you
stuff?
can jump in if you want to.
Yeah,
Yep.
sounds good.
Okay. On the day of the storm, we had a neighbor come by. Clyde, salt of the earth kind of guy, had lived there his entire life. Just a couple of years short of retirement, Clyde had the proportions of a walking meatball sporting a baseball cap.
Oh,
And yet,
that's
he
crazy.
always seemed to be out and about, mucking around in the garden and carrying things in and out of his garage. Clyde stopped by our place and handed me a walkie-talkie. Everyone on this street has one, he explained, just so we could stay in touch if things get bad. You guys thought of everything, I smiled. Stay prepared, you don't gotta get prepared. Boy Scouts? YouTube. He winked, gave me a pat on the shoulder, and lumbered away. Now I have a fancy new walkie-talkie, nothing expensive, and the channel was a preset, but it carried a bit of weight. Solid stuff.
Molly called out when she noticed the first drops of water on the kitchen window. I was already downstairs doing my best to prepare us for a long night ahead. There were 3 rooms, one of which we were later going to turn into a laundry room. That'd have to wait until we fixed the wall, though. For now, I had to make sure Cleo would be comfortable, and that we had all the supplies that we would need. I tested the walkie-talkie a couple of times and got a response not just from Clyde, but a couple of other neighbors too. An older woman jokingly telling us that she'd come by with a casserole once the storm was over, and a grumpy middle-aged man that firmly reminded us that the channel was for emergency use only. Once everything was prepped, I waited upstairs. Cleo was having the midday fussies. Molly was firmly fixated on the kitchen window, looking out. She had a cat-like feature, like she was seeing something I wasn't. I half expected her to tap at the window. You all right there? I asked. Yeah, she mumbled. I just don't like how it looks. The dark clouds were closing in, and we were at the birth of the storm, but that didn't mean we'd have a walk in the park. Things could get bad, and we couldn't take any chances. Not with Cleo. You want to do the next one?
I was gonna say, if you don't want to keep going, that's
I can keep
okay.
going. I'll go until the end of we had the right idea. Okay. The wind picked up. I changed Cleo and got her things all packed up. I pulled Molly away from the window as we hurried back out. The storm cellar had this thick, tilted metal door. We hurried downstairs and I locked the door from the inside. Not that there was a reason to, it's just what you do. Cleo settled down, and I brought down the air mattress. There was a cooler with a couple of drinks, baby food, and snacks to keep us going. We were going to fix the place up later, but this would have to do for now. Cleo had a cozy little cot in the corner, a plastic thing that we usually brought when we traveled. Not that we had a lot of time for that kind of thing. I did a double check on the lights and our chargers. There was this large locker in the far-off room with a bulging wall. I presumed that locker held the fuse box. The thing was old as hell, and the warning stickers had long since faded, so I didn't want to touch anything. Still, I figured it was good to know where to go if the power cut out. We didn't get a very good reception down here, of course, but Molly had a couple of shows preloaded on her iPad, so we could watch some reruns later in the night. The wind kept going. I could hear it cut along the corner of the house, rattling the gutters. The raindrops had gone from tapping on the door to passing us by, as the rain turned sideways. Staying down there was just a precaution, but by the way the things were looking, we had the right idea.
You want me to pick it up here?
Sure.
It got pretty bad, pretty fast. People started talking over the walkie-talkie. Even the grumpy middle-aged guy. Looks like the tree in the yard is going down, someone said. Fence is shaking something awful, another one said. Clyde, on the other hand, just kept checking in with people. We had an hourly roll call, and when he noticed one of us weren't responding, he decided to go do something about it. There was this older man living down the street that hadn't picked up, and Clyde was getting worried. Old guy lives on his own, surrounded by floppy disks and TV dinners. I'll head over to check on him in a bit. A couple of people protested, but Clyde wasn't having it. Apparently, he used to be an army medic. Molly was sitting in the other room, rocking Cleo back and forth. She had this song about a blue sunflower that her parents taught her, and it always put Cleo to sleep. A couple of tunes from that lullaby was all it took. It was like a magic trick, or an off switch. I sat down next to them as the wind raged outside. Molly turned her attention to me. Did they say anything? She whispered. About what? About what's going on up there. It's pretty rough, I admitted. Clyde is heading out to check on someone. Did something happen? Not sure. Maybe they're not responding. Molly nodded, looking up as if staring out an invisible window.
Ooh.
I don't know, she whispered. I got this bad feeling, like today is special. As if responding, the electronics locker in the other room made an uncomfortable noise, a stark reminder that this was just the beginning.
Dun dun dun! And so it begins. Do you want to keep going? Okay.
Oh, I can keep going. The sun was setting, but the storm raged on. It wasn't speeding up or slowing down, but there was this constant pressure on the side of our house. You could hear the way it was blowing, pulling at the roof tiles. Every now and then, you'd hear something heavy fall over or scrape against the facade. Molly was taking a well-deserved nap with Cleo, while I was sitting in the other room, waiting by the walkie-talkie. I wasn't exactly expecting anything, but someone had to stay prepared if something happened. So far, we were doing pretty good. There were a couple of alarming sounds coming from the locker, but I chalked it up as protest of an old house, or cheap wiring. As long as the light stayed on, I wasn't touching it. Breaker boxes and I don't get along. The others were chatting a little back and forth, checking in on each other and waiting for Clyde to return. When he finally did, I could tell something was wrong. He was winded. Someone broke in, he wheezed. Front doors busted. The whole place has been turned upside down. Holy shit, you sure? The middle-aged, grumpy guy quickly changed his tone. There's blood on the floor, but there's no one there. I don't know what's going on. I called the police, but they can't do anything until the storm passes. The old woman chimed in. Anyone make sure the doors and windows are locked tight? As we reassured one another, I could hear one voice disappear into the background. I wasn't sure about who they were, but I could tell I'd heard them a couple times prior. They were a neighbor, but I couldn't pinpoint their house. Someone's knocking, they said, trying to speak over the buzz of voices. Someone's knocking on my door. Don't open, Clyde said. You stay right where you are. Storm's getting bad. I barely made it back. Ain't no way no sane person is running around out there at this hour. You sure it's someone knocking? The older woman asked. It's not just a branch? I'm sure, the man repeated. They did the tappy tap 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 thing. Just making sure you heard me, Clyde repeated. You don't open that door. I hear you.
Yeah, don't open your door. You know, honestly, too many times have I heard of stories where people, like, pretend that they're in trouble. Like, they'll send a kid or a woman and pretend, like, to be, like, crying at your door just so that they can get you to open your door and let them in. Ain't no way, brother. Ain't no way. Although, in a situation like this where there's, like, an imminent storm, that's a little different. I don't know how I would react to that. But, like, the middle of the night, you just call the police. Call the police. You tell them, hey, I'm calling the police. They will help you. Like, alright, go ahead. I don't know, how would you respond to this, actually? Like, tapping on your door? In the middle of
a big storm? I'm not opening that door. No.
I want you to know, Allie, while you're reading this, I'm taking it as a chance to do self-care. So I'm like, I just put witch hazel on my face, and now I'm putting, like, putting hydration stuff on my face.
So do you want me to keep reading?
Yeah. Oh, no, I can read. I could totally read. I just, you know.
Wow.
Hey, self-care is important.
Imagine. Uh-huh.
Oh, hold on, Poison. You're really loud.
That's a good point, Cammy. He is really loud.
Alright.
Loud and obnoxious.
My turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Alright, let me, okay, alright. Sorry. I was, I was, in the middle of something there, don't worry. Vampires can't come in unless invited. True. A storm can easily play tricks on you. If you listen long enough, you can start hearing things. It's like watching static on a TV. After a while, you start imagining one side gaining strength, or conscious movement. The same goes for a storm. It can almost seem alive. Cleo woke up for a little while. I made sure she was fed and cared for, giving Molly some well-earned rest. Baby in hand, I wandered back and forth, listening. There were these little creaks and cracks everywhere. The bulge in the wall, the metal door, the roof tiles. Anything could be a knock, or hide a careful step. What had happened to the old man down the street? Had Clyde really walked in on the aftermath of a murder? Cleo wasn't happy about being carried, so I turned her back to her mother. As I walked past the stairs leading up to the cellar door, I stopped. Looking up, I perked my ears. Was that a knock? Strange things were being talked about on the walkie-talkie. Someone else had heard a knock. The old woman wasn't sure, she may have heard one too, and most recently, one of them had stopped responding entirely. He's been here all day. I can't see why he'd go away now. Didn't he say he heard a knock too? The old woman added. That doesn't mean anything, the middle-aged man sighed. Be prepared. I'm calling the police again, Clyde said. Soon as the weather clears, I want cars lining the street. I didn't know what to think. It could be nothing. There could be 100 reasons why you'd stop responding. The button could be broken, or the battery ran out. Maybe he fell asleep, or left it in the other room. But then again, why would he? It was a tense situation, and we all knew why. No one was taking this lightly. As I checked in on Molly, I noticed her mumbling in her sleep. Nothing big, but it was unusual for her. She was a heavy sleeper. As I backed away to give her some space, I noticed the pattern of what she was saying. She wasn't just mumbling nonsense. She was talking. Come in, she mumbled. Come in. As the hours passed, there were less voices on the walkie-talkie. A couple might have fallen asleep, but I got the feeling there was something more to it. Clyde was having the same idea, but couldn't bring himself to go back out. It's one thing to be out in the storm, but another thing entirely to be out in the dark. I'm telling you, there's something out there, Clyde said. There were tears in the wallpaper. The kitchen door was pulled straight off the hinges. Someone went berserk in there. I'd been quiet for some time. I didn't want to wake Cleo. She was out cold. You sure it wasn't the storm? I asked. Yeah, Clyde responded. A storm don't break down the front door and leave the living room, you know? I was about to respond when I heard something myself. I turned my head and took my thumb off the receiver. That was definitely a knock on the door. Tap, 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 tap. Do you want me to keep going, Ellie?
If you want to.
Okay. I sat there, listening. After a couple seconds, the knock came back. Twice this time. Harder. Then I noticed something in the other room. Molly was getting up. She held Cleo tight and walked towards the stairs. She must have heard the knocking. There was no way she'd miss it. Honey, what are you doing? I asked. It took me a moment to realize she had her eyes closed. She was heading for the door, still mumbling to herself. Come in. I put my hand on her shoulder and saw the white in her eyes light up. She turned my way, blinking away the sleep. What are you doing? I asked again. What? She looked around, just as confused as I was. And once she realized she was on her feet, she turned back towards the mattress without a word. Were you going upstairs? I asked. It felt like the right thing to do. What are you talking about? I'm sorry. I'm tired. Don't listen to me. The moment she sat down, the knock came back. Insistent. I walked up the stairs and made sure the door was locked. I could hear the wind outside threatening to grab hold of the door and break it open. But there was another sound, too. Something just on the other side. I'm not sure if it was some kind of breathing, but it was something heavy. Something that didn't have the same rhythm as the storm. Then again, I could have just been listening for too long. It's like, when you say a word too many times and it starts to sound like a noise. Going back down, I peeked in on Molly, and she was out like a light. "Clyde, you there?" I said, whispering into the walkie-talkie. "Yeah, what's up?" There's someone outside," I said. There was a knock. "Who the hell is outside in this freaking weather?" "I don't know, but I don't like it, and I don't know what to do. I'd come over, but it's too risky." "What do I do?" "All right, Allie, it's all you, baby girl."
Clyde came up with a couple ideas. He suggested I make sure I knew where the flashlights were in case the power cut out. I wasn't too worried about that, seeing as I had the locker with the electric stuff in the other room, presumably. He also suggested keeping a low profile, but only up until the point where someone is clearly trying to break in. If it was a burglar, making your presence known would probably scare them off.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell him about Molly and her unusual behavior. I didn't know what to make of it. And just talking about it out loud would make me sound paranoid. Maybe.
I don't think that's true, brother. I'm sorry. I don't think that's true. If you're like, my wife has never sleptwalked in her life, and now she's sleepwalking and saying, "Come in," I think you wouldn't sound crazy. I think that's absolutely fucking terrifying.
In this current situation, it wouldn't make you sound paranoid. It's my wife is acting weird.
Yes.
Just as people are knocking on doors.
Yeah,
and
people
she's
are already
telling
being
them to come
fucking
in.
weird. Exactly.
What do I do about that?
Yeah, I don't know. Cry a little bit.
Maybe storms make people behave strangely. They say crime goes up during full moons. Who's to say sleepwalking doesn't go up during storms?
True.
If it's you they're after and not your things, be prepared, Clyde said. They'll try to trick you. They'll probably pull the power or do something to grab your attention. Don't fall for it. Grab my attention? Like what? The moment I said it, a new noise cut through the wind. My car alarm. I asked Clyde if he could see it from his house. Turns out he could. My car was in the driveway, flipped over. No other car on our street had flipped over. Your car's just casually
just his car,
down.
just that one car. It's just like, and actually, fuck you in particular. It's funny.
I could hear the wind scraping against the walkie-talkie as he called back to me. "It's on the side," he gasped. "Driver's side." The storm wasn't strong enough to do that, but then again, neither was a person.
Well,
You see anyone? Anyone at all? It's hard to tell. There's just this big clothesline. Clothesline? Yeah. There are these gray metal poles sticking out. I think it's... There was a short pause. We didn't have a clothesline. That's what our upcoming laundry room was for. Clyde's voice came back. Never mind. Must have been debris. It's gone. I can't see shit.
Useful.
Why did he change so fast?
That is weird.
Over the next hour, things started getting weird.
Oh, started? Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean?
I think
Started?
It started getting weird the second y'all heard knocking during a bad storm.
Be more
Also, why
accurate.
did we move on from the upside down car so fast?
Well, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do?
I'm barricading my doors. What
Who
do you
are
mean?
you gonna call? Seriously,
Knock all you want.
why are we not already barricading doors? I don't understand. If you've already, one of your, neighbors has had a break-in, I would already be like, no, brother.
But like, I'm out.
I'm out.
Bye. Oh, okay.
I would be finding whatever the hell I feel best about using as a weapon and making sure that it is prepared and ready to do some smashing. Remember, if this were in the middle of the night and you hear an intruder, keep your lights off because you know your way around your house better than they do. Also, have a BB gun at hand all the time if you don't feel like having, other firearms. Because, listen, a motherfucker coming in to steal stuff and they get a BB gun to the dome or their eye or other part of their body, they're gonna at least rethink what they're doing. They're not gonna be prepared for you to, like, fight them, okay? So just lights off, BB guns. That's, or other things, if you're comfortable with it. Anyway, let's continue.
I was laughing at what Cammy said. That made me laugh.
Oh, I see how it is.
That's essentially what happened.
Yeah, he's just angry because he's not getting the attention that they want. They're like, oh.
If it can flip a car, it'll get into your house. I don't think it can get in unless you invite it in. So his bitch ass wife needs to stop saying "come in." Okay?
I was gonna say, literally, if it can flip a car, then you're not safe barricading anything. Like,
I think you're safe as long as you don't invite it in.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, like, if it can flip a car, it could probably come straight through any of your windows real easy.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it needs to be invited in. Otherwise, I think it would have just come in.
Lights off, go time, romance music plays, fuck.
I would set up, like, Alexa for that, so if somebody broke in, I'm turning on the most romantic sound ever.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me. Okay, so Allie, you're invited to Sardines, by the way. I need to add you to it. But my family and I played Sardines for New Year's at Verbatim's and Witchmala's house. We had my youngest sister over and Lux and her boyfriend, and it was just all of us playing Sardines. Well, Sardines is a game where somebody hides and then everybody hides with them when you find them. Instead of tag, you've been found, now we continue. It's one person hides, everyone joins them until the last person finds you all, right? Well, we turned every light off, and they had this big Victorian place, and all the lights were off. We had these tiny little fake candle lights and little red lights and Christmas lights on, and everybody was hiding, like, amazingly. We hid in the basement, and we synced every speaker in the house to spooky, like carnival spooky music. So it was like screams and jump scares and then like cackling and then creepy music. It was so freaking good. It was so spooky. Yes, please add her to it. Thank you, Poison. Actually, I'll do it. I'll do it, Poison. I want to do it. I want to do it, Poison.
I was saying you can do it while I read.
Yeah, let me do it, Poison. It's my group. I want to add Allie because I love Allie.
Okay. I will continue.
Okay, go ahead.
I heard glass shatter.
Poison.
What sounded like someone climbing in through a window.
Well, oh my gosh, I have a raid, Allie. I'm sorry. He's like, hi,
okay.
Miguel Hernandez. Hello. How's it going?
Okay. If it wants inside, it's getting inside.
Yeah, if it wants inside, it's getting inside. Thank you for the raid. What were you doing, Miguel? We're just watching, we're reading spooky stuff from Reddit right now. I hope you're having fun. We played the scare game growing up where it's pitch black and one person hides and everyone else has to walk from one side of the house to the other while getting jump scared. That sounds horrifying. Dude, I'm jump scared when Yan comes home and is telling me that he's there.
We used to play, so have you ever watched The Conjuring?
Yes.
Right after watching that, all of us kids shut off all the lights in our house, and we're like, we're gonna play hide and go clap now.
What is hide and go clap?
So, well, that's the game we played in The Conjuring. So, everybody hides.
I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a long time.
You, as the seeker, get 3 claps. So you can be like, okay, clap, and everybody will clap. And those are like your clues, but you only get 3 of them.
I see.
Yeah.
That sounds really fun and also terrifying. I remember.
Yeah, in The Conjuring, it was terrifying because the demon clapped right behind the mom when she was in the basement, and it fucking scared the shit out of me.
See,
I punched my brother in the nuts once because he was standing on he was on the kitchen counter standing next to the fridge. So I was like, okay, clap, and he clapped right next to my face, and I fucking punched him, and I was like, found you. I found you.
Ooh,
it was funny.
That's so creepy. I remember watching As Above, So Below, and we had all the lights off, and it was just Alicia and I, and we had a drink, and we were just sitting on the floor in the living room with all the lights off in the house, and Brady wasn't even home. This was before she had kids. That was terrifying.
You fucking cheeky motherfucker.
That was horrible.
What?
Speaking of drunkies, I hope
What
you all
a
have
fucking
water.
troll.
Kit, what is
That's
happening?
so brutal.
Um,
Dude,
I don't know what is going on her side.
I'm also like half deaf.
crazy, man.
I was playing
I'm
new
also
update
really
Fortnite.
blind.
Okay, sounds good, Miguel. How did you do? How is the new update in Fortnite? I actually don't know anything about it. Okay.
I heard apparently Save the World is free now.
Save the world.
Yeah, I want my money back. What do you mean it's free?
Did you pay a lot of money for it?
I think it was like $15. That wasn't a lot. But it's like, what about all those people who paid money for that?
Get wrecked, brother. I don't know.
Yeah.
Get wrecked. Okay, Allie, I am ready for you to continue.
I'm going to read the rest of this, the chat, and like the 3 like mini paragraphs, and then when you start, I'm gonna go refill my water.
Okay, wait, I don't know where we're at, honestly.
We just
Over
read
the
the
next
Nevermind must have been debris. It's gone. I can't see shit.
Must have been debris. I got it. So you're gonna read these 3 paragraphs and then the chat afterwards?
Yep.
Okay, got it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna read all the way up to the tapping.
Yep. Got it.
Okay. There were footsteps and the sound of furniture falling over. Someone slammed a door. Molly and Cleo slept through the whole thing. That's fucking wild. I wanted to wake her just to make sure she was prepared. But something didn't seem right. She wasn't herself. None of this was normal. I was trying to hear Clyde, but I could barely make out what he was saying. I had to hold the walkie-talkie up to my ear as the noises grew louder. He was telling me to keep quiet, to listen, and to wait. If they were ransacking the house, I don't like how they wrote that. They most probably wouldn't be looking for me. They most likely wouldn't be looking for me or my family. Hopefully, it was just some opportunist trying to make a quick buck. Then the power cut out. Molly, I whispered. She didn't answer. I fumbled for my flashlight as I held down the button on the walkie-talkie. Power outage, I said. Is it just me? Or did you? No, it's just you, Clyde interrupted. You know where the breaker is? Yeah, it's right here. I'm in the cellar. There was a pause. I turned my flashlight to the locker. No, it ain't, Clyde said. It's near the back door. You sure? Our houses are built the same. The breaker is by the back door. I would have to go upstairs if I wanted to turn the power back on. That made sense. I'd mixed up the breaker box with some kind of storage locker. I had imagined hearing all kinds of weird electrical noises coming from it, but that's just the kind of tricks the storm plays on you. I figured I might check it anyways just to be sure. I placed my hand on the locker. As I did, another knock. Tap, 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 tap. An echo from the cellar door right upstairs.
And break. Thank you for reading, Allie. I will continue, but Poison, could I ask you to do me a favor if you're not busy? If you have a moment, could you potentially, maybe just for funsies, go to my Nightbot and reset up my shoutouts? Because I turned them off because I was using Frosty Tools, but Frosty Tools is being a little bitch. So, anyways, I don't know if Poison heard that, but please, if you find it within yourself, my beautiful admin. Thank you so much, Poison. I love you so much. Thank you. Nope. I'm laying down, going back to bed. It's dark. My wife's asleep. It's bedtime. Yeah, Cammy. See, here's the thing. Okay, you know how in stories or in like movies, it's always like the wife hears something and then she wakes her husband up and she's like, "You go look." Ain't no way I'm sending my hubby out there alone. That motherfucking Jenga bitch. I am no. There's no way. Frosty Tools is not allowed. It's making there's a cooldown on my shoutouts, and I want to shout you out, Miguel. I want to be a good friend and shout you out and make sure that people know that you're a good streamer. Okay. Also, I don't think I followed you yet. No, I have not. There you go. Okay. Anywho's what's it? Yeah, I just don't understand the send your partner out to go by themselves. I would 1000%, like, I'm not going alone, but you're not going alone. There's no way I'm sending you alone. In fact, I'll go in front, because if somebody's going to break kneecaps, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. Okay, let's continue. We needed a moment, okay. It was getting a little intense. Anyway, so we heard the tap, 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 and an echo from the cellar door upstairs. The wind suddenly intensified as a gust rushed down the stairs. Hurrying out to see what was going on, I realized the cellar door was wide open. Sweeping the rooms with my flashlight, I couldn't see Molly. I called out to her and Cleo, but there were no responses. I checked every corner to make sure, but there was no doubt about it. She was gone. My mouth went dry as I ran upstairs. Poking my head out into the storm, I noticed a small silhouette walking away in the distance. It was holding something. It had to be Molly. I called out to her again, but still no response. I followed her into the storm, feeling the water rush through my shoes. The wind almost overwhelmed me, but I managed to keep my balance by leaning into it. There was no way she could hear me. I could barely hear my own breathing. I tried to hold on to that phantom image of Molly and Cleo, but they were getting farther and farther away. Now, I didn't know the area that well, but I knew there was a wheat field straight ahead. There was also a storage shed. I couldn't imagine what compelled her to head that way, but it was the only structure out there. In a few moments, in the moments where I lost sight of her, I headed for the shed. That would get me a glimpse of her again and again, making me think that's where she was headed. My feet were going numb from the cold, and my teeth kept chattering. I didn't know if it was just the cold or the stress, but I couldn't think straight. There was no word for where Molly would take our daughter into a raging storm. There was no world where Molly would take our daughter into a raging storm. The walkie-talkie crackled and complained. I crossed a knee-high fence swaying in the wind, raindrops peltering the side of my face. As I saw the shed further down the trail, and right next to it, Molly. I hurried up to the shed, dashing through the wheat, letting it soak straight through me. I got to the door, slammed it open, and hurried inside. Molly was right there, curled up on the floor right next to the boxes of farming equipment and old iron tools. She was sleeping soundly.
Oh, go and get a glass of water.
And Cleo was too. They were both soaked right through, but neither seemed bothered. Drink, redeem, Allie, poison, everyone. Kit, make sure you're drinking. I got down on my knees and wrapped them up in a hug, trying to whisper through my panting breaths. What were you thinking? Molly didn't wake up. She adjusted herself, sound asleep, muttering, "Mothers know." The door swung wide open. I must not have closed it enough. Something snagged on it and the wind grabbed hold. I looked back at Molly, but she didn't seem bothered. Turning around, I could have sworn I heard something through the rush of the wind. The windows were shaking in their frames, and the wheat swayed back and forth. But there was something else as well. Something rhythmic. Footsteps? There was movement in the corner of my eye, something outside the window. I got up, grabbed a spade from one of the shelves, and readied myself. My blood ran cold as my teeth kept chattering. The adrenaline was getting to me. My fingers cramped around the handle of the spade. Another thump. Something was on top of the shed. I saw a hand. A big gray hand. I'm hearing something. Oh, I'm gonna mute Kit, I think, unless... Let me know if she speaks, I guess. Sorry, Kit. I saw a hand. A big gray hand. It reached down from the roof, down the front of the shed. I could see it in the open door. The arm was impossibly long and single-jointed, thin like a broom handle. I couldn't take my eyes off of it. Slowly, but surely, it grabbed a hold of the door and gently closed it with a firm click. Seconds later, it climbed down. As it did, I heard Molly stir. She mumbled again. "Thank you." A noise in response. A knock. I sat next to Molly and Cleo for hours as the storm died down. We spent the entire night in that shed. It wasn't a bad idea to take shelter there. This thing had been built to last. If something can survive 40 to 50 years of bad weather without toppling over, it has to be doing something right. Clyde's voice came through somewhere around 4 a.m. The police were coming. They had just cleared the roads, or they just had to clear the roads. Apparently, there had been other people calling about disturbances, home invasions, and no one seemed to be hurt, though. They were all counted for. The middle-aged grumpy guy and an old lady included. When Molly finally woke up, she seemed just as confused as I was. The wind died down, and she looked up at me with half-closed eyes. I had the strangest dream, she yawned. Where are we? All right, Allie, it's all you.
Okay. Going back to the house, I got a clear view of the damage. Something had torn through our back door and ransacked our house, just like Clyde described. Molly didn't want to go inside, thinking it probably wasn't safe for Cleo to be around a bunch of broken furniture and glass. So she decided to wait in the car. What car? I thought the car was upside down.
Yeah, it was.
Not anymore. Turns out she hadn't heard the part about it being flipped on the side. Okay. So she was going to sit in the car.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Okay. She settled on waiting at Clyde's place for the time being. Meanwhile, I went to the storm cellar to check the extent of the damage and to get Cleo's things. But just a couple of steps down the stairs, I noticed something. Blood. Turning on my flashlight, I went downstairs, being careful not to touch the red trail. At the bottom of the stairs, it took a sharp turn to the right. It led straight to the storage locker, the one I thought had been the breaker box. There was a dead man in it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When I say dead man,
Wait.
I don't know for certain.
I'm confused because didn't they say everyone was accounted for? Like everybody? Every single person?
Yeah.
So who the fuck
Yeah.
is this guy?
I have no clue.
Okay, go ahead.
The thing, I have no clue.
Bye, Miguel.
When
Thanks
I
for being
say-
here.
Bye. When I say dead man, I don't know for certain. The body was completely destroyed. A couple of limbs lay strewn across the floor, and most of the skin around the face had been peeled back like a ripe orange. And there, by what I guess had once been his feet, was a gun. A loaded handgun. I could barely see it for all the viscera.
Yeah, the viscera.
Yeah. I ran out of there as fast as I could. When I saw the squad cars, I pointed and screamed. When I got to Molly, I held her close and stroked her hair. More so to calm myself than anything else. She was safe. Leo was safe. That's all I cared about. As I held her close and watched the flashing lights descend on our house, she whispered to me. I dreamt there was someone coming to warn us, she said. Someone who lived with an old man and was terribly, terribly sad. The old guy that Clyde went to go check on?
Yeah. I think so.
I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to tell her what I'd seen. Not yet. There'd be plenty of time to look into it later, but for now, I just held her. The furniture could wait a little long. Oh, the future.
I
My
just
bad.
want to say, this guy is a fucking trooper. The way that he didn't, like, yell at her, not in one moment. This man clearly loves his wife. Because he was in such a stressful situation, did not know what the fuck was going on, was like, everything was going weird and haywire and crazy, and some weird person was potentially outside. His wife got up and took their child outside, and he just very fucking calmly decided, I will follow her. I will make sure that they are safe. I will stay with her. He did not yell at her. He did not raise his fucking voice. He was, like, worried about her. Fuck yeah, baby. Oh my god, I love this man. Okay. Sorry, but, like, what a trooper.
You're okay. Okay. In the days that followed, a lot of details emerged. The old man Clyde went to check on had been found shot. It seemed to be a failed home invasion. The perpetrator had fled as if chased by something. He had hidden in our basement.
Oh, no
Okay.
way. Ain't no way, brother. I don't like that at all.
But he was ripped to shreds. What are you...
Yeah,
Okay. He must have slipped in while I was going up and down, moving Cleo's things, Bad timing, I suppose. He probably just saw an open door and rushed inside.
He's so
He must have been desperate.
the chillest guy I've ever fucking heard of, because there's no way if I were Whoa! Oh my god. So loud. I don't know who that is. Tilm's Toxic. Somebody just followed me. Thank you for the follow. Holy shit, you scared the living daylights out of me. Imagine finding out somebody had just casually wandered into your home during a really bad storm, and they were someone who murdered an old man. Like, that's horrifying. I've heard of stories about people, like, in apartments.
Ensuring complete global penetration.
Poison. Okay, I'm turning everything down. I'm turning all of this down. Everything's getting turned down. I'm scared. My heart hurts. My soul hurts. Allie, please speak for me.
I am speaking.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Lil Miss Toxic is Davis.
Oh,
She said
Lil Miss
better tell
Toxic.
her toxic is me.
Oh, hi. Hi. Welcome in. Good to see you. Good to see you, Davis. Okay. Oh my god, that scared you. Scared me so badly. Apparently my notifications are all too high.
He'd hidden in the storage locker, waiting for the night to pass. He'd been a couple of feet away all night with a loaded weapon, ready to take me down if I so much as touched the handle on that locker. He probably would have done it, too. He had plenty of ammo to spare, and he was known to be a decent shot. But there was something else, something I can't quite explain. There had been something out in the storm, something he was fleeing from. Something had come to warn us, knocking on that door, trying to find a way to get to us. It had been looking for him all down the street.
I got
tearing
goosebumps,
through
baby.
every house to find him, even flipping a car like he was checking under a carpet. Not to hurt us, not to tear us apart, but to stop him. And for one reason or another, Molly heard that warning. I suppose in some ways, mothers just know.
Yep.
The strangest detail in his death, though, despite all that gore, the man not storyteller didn't die from having his arms broken. He died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Poison, is there a way you can turn all of my blurps down? Because my ear holes hurt. And I'm sure everybody on stream's ear holes hurt too.
Been since a little, yeah.
Okay. Alright, Allie, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Poison's being a little bitch. Hi, Ace. Hi. Okay.
Oh, really?
He died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. My question is, did he shoot himself prior to his arms getting torn off? Or did he use his little toesies to pull that trigger?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, because I was like, didn't it say that he's, like, torn to shreds?
Yeah.
Torn to bits and pieces? Hey, Poison, you gotta fix the shout-out, because right now it's for everyone being a raider. You gotta have one for raiders and one for... whatever, I can fix it at the end of stream. Anyway, yeah, how would he have shot himself?
I have no clue. There is still a bit more to read, but I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead. If
Now
Poison
that
will
Cleo
let us.
has turned 12, we've decided to leave that house. The storm cellar looks very different today than it did all those years ago. The storage locker is gone, and the laundry room is all set up. The wall is fixed. Haven't had a problem with it for a long time. Whoever buys the place will have a very different first impression of it.
That's much better.
Clyde is
Poison,
still
thank you.
around. Our old neighborhood is pretty close-knit. And I am sad to leave them all behind. But sometimes you have to trust your gut, even when it tells you to move. Or more importantly, when it tells you to walk into the storm. Cleo is almost a teenager now. It's impossible that she would ever remember something from that night, but I still get the impression that it left something with her. Whenever she knocks on a door, she uses that same pattern. Tap, 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 tap.
Oh, I hate
Sometimes
that.
in her sleep, I hear her mumbling like her mother did that night. Just little things. I'm okay. Sleep tight. See you tomorrow.
Oof.
Looking back, there are so many things that scare me about that night. The thought of losing my family, an armed man waiting for an opportunity, a long great arm opening a door, and what it did to a man it despised.
Cammy said maybe he's just really claustrophobic and started tearing skin off from fear. And then said, bye-bye, world. Maybe. I mean, This one's weird because, yeah, if something was, like, following them, something was knocking on the outside of the door, is this just, like, kind of a story talking about mother's intuition and also, like, I mean, if the mom kept saying, come in, that's weird. I don't feel like come in would be the right way to, like, to say it, you know? Did this entity fucking murder the guy? Definitely a roller coaster.
No clue, man.
A benevolent beast.
I want to know what he did to piss it off, though. Is it because he was just in the neighborhood? Like, these houses were built a long time ago.
Yeah.
So, maybe him breaking into one of them and murdering somebody just pissed it off.
Maybe. I mean, okay, so one of these Digigoose says, I associate with the shave and haircut door knock, so it's knock, 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 you know? Yeah, I've heard that before, and that's like, it's like a secret code, usually fairly, like, trustworthy, but again, the more people who know that it's trustworthy, the more people can abuse that, right? But he's saying that it's a knock of friendliness used by guardian entities. Maybe you should try communicating with it, offer a thank you or snacks, better late than never. Yeah. Yeah, weird.
I don't understand why it followed them into the, like, to the shed. Like, yeah, it was somehow warning them, and the mother, like,
to leave,
understood it,
to get away from that. Yeah,
and she left because they were in the cellar with him. But why did it follow them to the shed?
That is weird.
Like, it seems like it was following. It seems like it was following the girl.
Yeah.
The baby, Chloe.
I want to know why. Like, it wasn't trying to hurt them, otherwise
because it would have. Yeah, it's weird that it followed them, because I would think that the creature would essentially murder the guy and then just leave after the you know, scary stuff was done. Obviously, it probably didn't. Whatever. If it did follow them and this is a true story, then likely the guy did essentially what Cammy was saying, like tearing his skin off, nervous or whatever. Fucking who knows what mental thing was going on with that person. There are stories like, so we watch a lot of true crime. Allie and I do. I'm sure a lot of other people do too, who are watching this right now. But like people who take drugs, like specific drugs, right? It has a huge impact and varies widely on how it impacts the setup, the chemical setup in your own brain, right? Everyone reacts differently. So sometimes people will take drugs that they're not used to, even just a normal harmless like weed or something that you're not, you know, if you're not used to it, can literally change your chemistry of your brain for a little while. And you can go batshit crazy. So if he murdered someone, then he goes into a cellar with other people. He's probably going through massive anxiety at that moment, right? Could he totally have started like ripping his skin off, going through a psychedelic trip or something? Potentially. Like
potentially, but the husband said when they were at the shed, he saw a giant gray hand. So
yeah. Also, Kit, I unmuted you, so we can hear you again, just so you know. The more logical idea.
I changed my headset.
Perfect. Cool,
so
cool.
Hopefully you don't hear that background noise.
Yay. Okay. I don't hear anything. The more logical idea is that it didn't follow, it possessed the mom while she was sleeping. Oh shit, that's a good take. I didn't even think about that. Maybe it possessed her and that's why she was sleepwalking?
Yeah, I don't think it was like an evil entity.
No.
I think it was just trying to get them to safety because clearly it was struggling to catch the guy.
Yeah, yep. Well, it couldn't come in, you know, like a lot of entities are like that where it's like, can't come in unless you invite it, which is why if you feel a weird presence when you're on a walk, even though I'm not overly superstitious, I've just had weird experiences. There was this doll on a fence when Lux and I were out taking a night walk one day, and there was a doll on a fence and it was really creepy. But I tend to talk to things. If I see them, I might as well acknowledge them. You know, you never know when the last person who acknowledged this little doll was. And it was really creepy, but I was like, hey, like, I hope you're doing well. I hope, you know, whatever. Because even if there's nothing in there, there's no entities, you might as well put out positive vibes. That's my whole mentality on everything. You know, you cut a flower, you should say thank you. It's making sure that you're putting out the vibe or love or, you know, respect in a way that you possibly can. And then Lux made a joke about how creepy it was, and I was like, don't do that. I was like, that's not, and I was just like, I am so sorry. I was like, I'm sure you have a great sense of humor, so you probably take no offense, but just so you know, no offense was meant. And then on the way back, he got so uncomfortable. He felt like it was following us, and I was like, I don't feel bad at all, but I was like, but you know what, it doesn't matter. Because as long as, like, the minute that, even if you don't believe in these entities, the minute that you open your mind to thinking that they could be real and that it could be a bad thing that you did, you're already letting in potential for your brain to start messing with you, right? Your fear and anxiety can take over, and you can start seeing things that you already would have seen, but now you're going to attribute it to that entity, right? So I told him, I was like, all you have to do before you go inside is you just say, thank you for accompanying us. You are not welcome to enter this place with us. Everything has to stay out here. Good vibes, bad vibes, anything. It doesn't matter. You're not welcome to join us. Like, thank you for coming. You have to stay here. You can't continue with us. We wish you the best in your journey or whatever, right? And so he did that. He felt immediately fine once we went inside. But like, yeah, you never know. You just don't know. And there's no reason to ever take a chance. You always put out what vibe you want to believe in, even if you don't know what you really believe in. Just, so that was a weird experience. That was crazy. But I feel like that's kind of like this. I would still be like, you can't come into my house. I know you kept us safe, thank you, but you gotta stay out here forever. You're like our dog now. The outside dog.
Yeah, you can come in my house, dude. You're keeping me safe. I won't, like,
Yeah. I mean, the only time that I ever had a weird...
you as long as you don't do nothing stupid.
I guess. That's fair. I mean, if you felt that safe with it, maybe. Because there was a cat, and I swear the cat followed me here. Back at the apartment. That I thought I kept seeing, and so when I moved from the apartment, I was like, you're welcome to come with me if you want, but you can stay here. And I thought it stayed there, but I've started seeing Shadow Cat again, and I was like, oh my god, he came with me. So yeah, I guess sometimes it's not a bad idea. It just depends on how you feel, right? Yeah, or drugs, exactly, Cammy. Yep. Me and Hinter are almost always on the same wavelength. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. We need to hang out more, Cammy. I feel like every time we've hung out, we've had such great conversations. Okay.
That story wasn't too scary.
Yeah, I liked it.
It didn't unsettle me. It just... The monster's not always the bad guy. That's what I got from that.
Yeah, for sure. And I love that. I love that take. 1000%. Do we want to do a drama one now?
Yeah, we can do an Am I the Asshole or something. These aren't usually too long, so we shouldn't have to, like, bounce back and forth for it.
Okay. So we have... Am I the asshole for threatening to leave if we didn't eat? Am I the asshole for secretly planning to leave my boyfriend? Am I the asshole... First of all, you can leave anytime. For any reason, if you need to. You don't need a reason. If you feel like you're not happy or you don't want to be there, you can leave your partner. And you should. You shouldn't stay just because you feel obligated. When I was a kid, I was being super, like, hard-headed about spirits and making jokes and stuff like that. Started getting sleep paralysis so bad until I stopped doing that. I also unknowingly slept with an open portal in my bedroom growing up. 2 mirrors facing each other. Girl! I just got goosebumps just thinking about it.
Fun fact, Eggy is scared of mirrors. We only have one mirror, and it's the one that's in our bathroom.
Interesting. Okay, so like he's a vampire.
Mirrors, they're down. I can see him in the mirror. And in photos.
Okay, yeah. I am not afraid of mirrors, but you know what I am afraid of? Have I told you this, Ellie?
No.
I am terrified of windows.
Why?
Because there can always be... There's not a goddamn window in this freaking house that will not have a shade closed and drawn over it every night. Every night. And the windows will be closed.
Watching. Unless
I'm in an upstairs room, the windows will be closed. And like, if someone else is home with me, we can open the windows or the doors. But, like, no. I watched this movie. I don't remember what it was called. I might have it written down, but essentially it was just a big open freaking house with like huge windows across the whole place. It was all just a glass house. Might have been called Glass House, in fact. I don't know. But yeah, fuck no. I'm terrified of windows. Every time we watch like a spooky found footage series on Twitch or YouTube now, every single time I'm always like, why are your shades open? It's the middle of the night. I don't get it. I don't get it. I hate windows. Freaks me out. So yeah. They also say that literally entities will watch you if you give them the opportunity, you know? Not to freak people out or anything.
I mean, that's kind of the point behind the mirrors facing each other, is that you're opening a window.
Exactly.
Or a portal.
Yeah. My closet had mirror doors, and my dresser that was across from it had one as well. Multiple times I remember standing in the middle of my room and feeling like I was stuck there. Oh.
That's scary.
Oh my god. That is the creepiest thing. Oh. You know, guys, I just got this mirror that I'm fixing up.
She's gonna get rid of it now.
It's gonna
Don't let it face another mirror.
Well,
It'll be okay.
I was gonna put it in the bathroom, and then it would be facing the mirror from the door to the mirror, and I was like, yep, not doing that now. Didn't even think about it. Thank you,
Has
Cammy.
anyone ever played Bloody Mary?
No, and I have never played with a Ouija board either.
I played Bloody Mary and nothing happened, and I was like, I'm so dumb for being so scared.
No, that just means that you are, mentally, one, a little bit crazy, two, strong enough mentally to know that, you're not gonna, make yourself see things. Because, again, I do think a lot of it is our mentality going into things.
Yeah.
It's mindsets, yeah. If you allow yourself to start attributing things to an experience or an entity, you're essentially making your own portal for them to come in and fuck with you, right?
Oh, yeah. Back on the topic earlier, you know how, you were talking about how, I would never make my partner, go out check out something alone?
Yeah.
You know what's funny is this last weekend, when I made dinner for my parents, the dog was barking, and there was somebody outside, at our door, and I looked, and it was a dude, so I looked at my dad, and I was like, you could go check on that. He was like, why me? I was like, you're the only man in this house right now. That is an unknown man standing at our door. What do you mean?
Go take care
of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, yeah. I would still go with him, probably. Because, nah.
I mean, it was just a guy coming to do, our consumer energy stuff.
That's fair. I mean, if it's the middle of the night, middle of the day is fine. I don't like to answer the door in the middle of the day anyway, but
I don't like answering the door if it's somebody I don't know.
Same.
What if they freaking shank me when I open the door?
No, exactly. No. If I'm home alone...
Or even worse.
Okay, I'll be real honest with you. The last couple times someone has come to the door, I have completely ignored it. If they need me that badly, they'll leave a fucking note. And if they don't need me that badly, then they just want to sell me something. Or there's someone that I know. And if there's someone that I know, I'm going to open the door. But, every time Yan has been home and there's been someone come to the door, every time Yan is like, nope, I got it. Every time Yan is, a big man, he's just he always goes to the door and I do not. Because, he's the same way. If I'm out front by myself, doing yard work, he will come outside. He will be outside because he knows that, other people driving by, there's creepy stuff that happens where I live. There's not good stuff all the time. So, he's very protective of me. And I think it's so sweet. Hi, but yeah, when it comes to the middle of the night stuff, yeah, no. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I should just put a sign at my door. If it's just me at home, I'm putting the sign up, unknown knockers, I will be answering the door with my shotgun.
Yeah.
Be prepared.
Well, we have, to be fair, we have Ring cameras, and oh my god, I just found out that you could talk through the fucking Ring cameras. Okay, so...
You didn't know that? Those are some of the funniest videos.
Girl! Okay, so I was at Jack's, right, and I got a notification someone was at the back door, and I realized Yan was working on the hot tub. So I go and I'm watching him, and I saw that you could send him preset little words, whatever. And one of the ones that I chose was please leave the property, you're being monitored. And it wasn't my voice, it was just on the thing, because I saw that you could do it. Yan stops what he's doing, he looks up and looks over what the fuck? So then I'm laughing my ass off, and I realized that I could actually use my voice. So I turned my voice on, and I'm just laughing my ass off, and I could hear him. He's just like, what the fuck, bud? I didn't even know you could do that. And so we were both just laughing. And then later he goes back out again. And I sent him another one where I was like, please use the door, it's to your left. And then I'm laughing again. He's like, bud, when are you coming home? It was so funny. Okay, go ahead, Allie, I'm sorry.
I knew you could talk through those. I've seen videos. One of them, this dude had gotten a notification there was movement on his Ring camera.
Yeah.
And he had opened it, and on the Ring camera, there was somebody trying to break into his house. So after a second, he had like come through the Ring cam. He's like, my neighbor is calling the cops right now. If you want to just leave.
Yeah.
I can see your face right now.
Oh.
So the person had like left. It's like, I would not, like, obviously their face is on the Ring camera. The cops were gonna find them.
Yes.
But it was like,
yes.
Broski.
Why would you tell them?
You can obviously obviously tell Ring cameras are at the door. Like, you can just see
Yeah, you
them.
can see them. They're right there. No, I didn't know that we had that kind, because I know there's like other kinds of Ring cameras. I didn't know they all had speakers or microphones. But yeah, apparently they do.
Me and Eggy are getting our concealed carry permits.
That's so good.
Yeah,
I actually really need to get mine. Not that you need one to be in your own house, but you know, I'd rather just have one with me at all times.
Yeah, our at-home defense is on the wall, so...
Yeah. And also the dogs.
A dog. Cynthia's the only one who warns us of actual intruders.
Yeah.
Asta will bark at a car. We don't listen to Asta, only Cynthia.
Yeah. Literally me, I don't go anywhere without my 9. I'm getting my CCW once I have my son. My mom used to talk me through our Ring. Yeah. I have taken like hunter safety, and I know I'm a really good shot, but the thing is I have never gone and just gotten my concealed carry. Not yet. And I really need to. Maybe I'll have to maybe I'll just have to do it at some point here. Just go get it done.
Just know that they're not open on Fridays. Only Monday through Thursday.
Great. Good to know. Well, it's a good thing I work from home and I can do things at my own time. So that works. Okay.
So we have some Am I the Assholes up.
Yeah,
More
which one do we
spooky
want
ones.
to do? Let's do an Am I the Asshole to break it up a little bit.
Yeah. You pick whatever one you want.
Okay. I think we should do threatening to leave if we don't eat. Cause like, who's telling you not to eat, you know?
Oh, if we don't eat what I wanted. Okay.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read this?
Yeah, they're short, so
yeah,
they're easy to read.
Okay. Am I the asshole for threatening to leave if we didn't eat what I wanted? I know it sounds bad, but the last 5 to 6 hangouts, all 3 of my friends have always chosen to eat at a local fast food spot, which I despise. Since they're 3 and I'm just 1 for the last 5 to 6 times, we've just been eating there, and I don't order anything. It always leaves me hungry and disappointed. So today, they once again voted in favor of the fast food spot, and I plainly told them that I wasn't coming if we're going to eat at that fast food spot, and I would only hang out with them if we were going to eat at a restaurant that I liked. Just for more information, budget is not a problem at all, and we are all rather well off. We all don't have any allergies. They also don't hate the restaurant I'm suggesting. It's just that they love this fast food spot. They texted me in the group chat and they said that I was being selfish and unreasonable, and I wasn't willing to compromise. Honestly, I feel a bit guilty for ending the whole hangout over food, so am I the asshole? No. I don't think you went about it the best way. You could have brought it up with them at the last one and been like, hey, would it be okay if, like, you know, once in a while we went to a couple different places? You know, they should also care about her or this person enough, right? Don't you think your friends would care and be like, you never eat here. Maybe we should go. So, is that just me? Like,
no.
I know you would 1,000%. If we went somewhere and I didn't eat anything and this happened like consistently, you'd be like, hey girl, we don't have to come here every time because you clearly don't want anything here. Where do you want to go? You know?
I would like to go somewhere that everyone's going to enjoy. It's usually why I lean more towards buffets.
Yeah.
Then there's a little bit for everybody.
Yeah, that seems weird that they are so But they are saying that this person's selfish. I don't feel like they're good friends. Not that I would like break off a friend group for this, you know, obviously if you guys hang out all the time, there's other context we're missing, but I just think that that's so weird. It seems selfish of them.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I wouldn't say they're the asshole.
Ah, some context for us. How did one person of 4 not going end a hangout? Not the asshole for not going to a restaurant you don't even want to go to. The person, or the OP, commented and said, I was the one assigned to transport the group. Honestly, it's only a 20-minute walk at most, so I don't know why the entire thing got canceled. Yeah, assigned. So it sounds like they're using this person. They don't actually care about you. Find a new friend group. Sorry, I know it's hard at being an adult, but like, it's better to have no friends than bad friends, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's just me. Cammy said, I'm such a people pleaser, it's like I'll find anything on the menu I'd suffer through. Yeah, I'm the same way.
You shouldn't always have to do that.
Right, and that's
like,
the thing, is like, even if you are, because yeah, I'm a huge people pleaser too, your friends wouldn't let you. People who really care about you would not let you do that.
The right friends would, you know, ask everybody, be like, are we okay with this place? Do we want to go somewhere else?
Exactly.
Like, feel comfortable to tell me you don't want to go there.
1000%, yeah.
I'm not gonna make you pay to go eat somewhere you don't even want to eat at.
Right.
That's just not fair.
Yeah. No, I agree. Cammy, you should listen to, it's called People Pleaser by Kyle Hume. I just found this song and I was like, oh god. Oh god, this resonates so hard. As a huge people pleaser, lately I've been trying to figure out how to say no to people. Like when I'm not huge on like socializing all the time, or if I don't want to do something, or I don't like how someone's treated me, like standing up for myself is so fucking hard. Honestly, Allie's helping a bit because I feel like she's so like, girl, XYZ. I'm like, thank you so much, you're right. Okay, alright. Do we want to do another Am I the Asshole or Spooky?
I think another Am I the Asshole. Because they're really short.
They are, usually.
I also think they were just using OP for a ride.
I think so too, yeah. It sounds like they're not really friends. And that sucks.
There was 2 of them that I was looking at.
Okay.
One, I feel like the title throws me off. Might be a little deep. It's, am I the asshole for telling my pregnant girlfriend to make the appointment after she kept threatening to terminate the pregnancy?
Alright, I have it up and we're ready to go. By prestigious _ ant 6049.
Yes. My 25 male girlfriend, 22 female, is pregnant. And instead of us being able to support each other through this, almost every argument turns into her threatening to terminate our pregnancy. It's not even just once in a while, it happens whenever she's upset, and it leaves me feeling completely helpless, and it's a gut punch every time. She recently found out she's pregnant, around 8 weeks now. The pregnancy wasn't exactly planned, but we both initially agreed to try to make it work. Our relationship has been getting stronger before this happened, and we felt we were in a good place for this. The problem is she had already suffered from anxiety, and I think her being pregnant is skyrocketing it and causing her to say things she doesn't necessarily mean.
Yeah.
Okay. We have argued about things, and whenever it has to do with money or her not feeling like she's getting proper support from me, she will always say she might as well get rid of it. Or, obviously we aren't ready, I'm going to make an appointment. We got into another argument about finances, specifically because she asked if we could stop by McDonald's on the way home, and I said we needed to save and continue driving, and she said it again, that we wouldn't have to worry about it if she was no longer pregnant. I lost my patience and said something like, then go ahead, what's stopping you? Or do I gotta schedule the appointment for you? Since I forgot, that's how things work now. She started screaming at me about how I'm heartless and don't try to understand anything. I should be more considerate, and she hated me. Said she didn't want to be around me because I disgusted her and has proceeded to sleep in the nursery room or couch for the last 4 days instead of our bed. I know emotions are running high and pregnancy is really stressful, but I also feel manipulated and exhausted by this constant threat hanging over me. I'm usually apologetic, and I stopped. I've tried to get her to come along, and I'm not sure if what I said warrant this response from her. I'm walking on eggshells because I don't know, or I don't want to add fuel to the fire. Am I the asshole for what I said?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
You
so
were an asshole.
first of all, this sounds like, one, they don't have a great relationship. They're kind of young, 25, 22. You know, it's obviously it's not too young to have kids, but like it doesn't sound like either of them has worked through communication tactics. But also, it sounds like she might have like pregnancy depression. So postpartum depression is a killer, by the way. A shout out to anyone who's ever been pregnant. Good for you, because holy shit, you're strong as fuck. Perinatal depression and postpartum depression, not easy, and genuinely fuck you up to the point of like, it's not your fault. This is not the girlfriend's fault. She is struggle bussing hard. Like, her whole body has changed, her whole mental state is changing, her hormones are all over the place. Like, yeah, everyone's the asshole here. Yeah, everybody's
She's
not
definitely an
handling it
asshole.
right. Like, nobody's
I get-
handling it right.
What?
I agree and disagree. He's definitely the asshole, but
I think they
whether
both
you're
are.
pregnant or not, you're still in control of
Oh,
what
yeah.
you say and how you say it, and to continually use that as quite plainly a manipulation
Yeah.
Yep.
This is why I was saying I don't think
in
they have a good
conversation.
relationship.
I don't think they should be having a child right now.
Right. This is why
If you're-
I do think they're both the asshole. Just
For
because like, again, I do think like it sounds like she has some sort of depression, or like she's not handling it well. So for that, I would get her some fucking mental health if you guys are going to, like, some help if you guys are going to have a kid. But regardless, both of the way that they're handling this is wrong. And I completely agree with you, Kit, that like you're always in control. You know?
I get being depressed, but I think you still know better than to threaten to have an abortion because you
Yes.
guys can't afford for you to eat McDonald's.
You should be able to sit
Correct.
down together and agree, are we keeping this child, are we not keeping this child? And you should be able, as a collective, as a, like, you two together, if you decide you're having the child, you do not ever, you should not, I can see these people being the kind of people who are like threatening divorce every time something doesn't go the way they want. That's extremely detrimental to any long-lasting relationship. Like, that's insane. Very unhealthy. I've been pregnant 3 times, got my first when I was 22. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the age. I'm just saying, like, they're young enough that it sounds as though maybe they haven't, like, sometimes it takes
Grown
people
enough.
yeah, sometimes it takes people a while to learn how to communicate, right? Like, not saying everyone is that way, but I know a lot of people who just are in a relationship for a couple of years and they haven't learned how to communicate how they really feel because they feel like a burden if they do or whatever. And again, yeah, your hormones are all over the place, but this reminds me of a story I read like years ago now on Reddit, where the gal, he brought home McDonald's like she wanted, but the sandwich had pickles or something, and she threw it at the wall and was screaming because she was pregnant. I'm like, no, it does not matter if you are overwhelmed or if you are emotional or if your hormones all over the place. You have the capacity to sit down, breathe, talk about how angry you are and upset and how it's making you feel like doing those fucking things. But like, you know, you don't have to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So someone commented, said, I'm gonna go with not the asshole. I disagree. But your relationship sounds incredibly toxic. It honestly doesn't sound like you two are ready to be parents together. And OP responded, saying it hasn't always been this way. This constant back and forth has just started and been going on for a few weeks now. I wanted to give her grace because she honestly isn't this reactionary or petty. So maybe it's just the pregnancy hormones.
I don't know
but-
if that's true, because if you have a really good, stable relationship where you communicate, it seems as though this would not be a problem. You'd be able to communicate. There are a lot of relationships where people don't, they just don't communicate because they're like, oh, our relationship is perfectly fine. But that also means that you are not communicating. If there's no issues, if there's never a, oh my gosh, what do you think about this? And you slightly disagree, or something just is stressful for you and you're communicating about it, then it's not going to be like, oh, it's perfection, right? Like, I've never fought with a partner where I'm yelling at them, ever. I've never yelled at a partner unless I was told to when somebody lied to me. Okay, that's the only time. It's like, you don't do that. I don't understand how, you know, oh, she's just doing this now. It's like, okay, well, maybe you're seeing a little glimpse into how she reacts when things don't go her way, you know?
Someone said what you said and said she needs to go see a psychiatrist.
I think she needs, yeah, or therapy, at least something.
Yeah, they said if there was no sign of this magnitude of manipulation and cruelty, she needs psychological help. Prenatal anxiety, depression, and psychosis are very real things. You seem to understand that this isn't her, and to me that says she's suffering. I know people like to immediately jump to she's toxic right away, which a lot of these comments are saying that. But in all reality, she's more likely just experiencing pregnancy-related mental illness.
And I do
agree with that. I still think
that doesn't change the fact.
You're threatening to end your baby's life, which you guys apparently agreed to keep.
Right.
But over the McDonald's thing throws me off so hard.
So
because he told you we couldn't afford McDonald's. That
again, if it is, even if it is a mental illness thing, you know, she'll have moments of clarity. In those moments of clarity, she, as a to-be mother, I would, if it were me, I'd be like, hey, I am not reacting in a way that I think is beneficial, and also this makes me worried for a life that I am bringing into the world. I want to make sure that I am as capable as possible to handle this so that I can raise this baby and also be a good partner to my hubby, right? Or to my boyfriend, whatever, right? So it's like, I would take that as a sign to myself, for herself, to be like, I need some mental health, like support, right? Some kind of help and, you know, intervention, something that helps me to be able to handle these really fluctuating hormones. Something is clearly, you know, triggering me really badly and I'm not reacting in a healthy manner. Like, that's how I would want my partner to react. If they were having these outbursts, he should be able to sit down with her when she's feeling clear and calm and say, hey, I'm worried, you know, like, you're gonna be the mother of our baby, I'm gonna be the father of our baby. I want us to both be steady together and strong. And that doesn't mean you can't be emotional, you can't have really highs and really lows, but this outburst, this kind of talking about taking or ending the life that we're both bringing into the world, this gives me a little bit of a pause and makes me a little worried. You know, like, you should be able to have that kind of conversation. It sounds like she wouldn't take it well. So that's worrisome. Yeah.
Everybody's the asshole.
Yeah, I think it's just a hard situation.
It is a hard situation. I think if she hasn't always been that way and it only started when she was pregnant, she should definitely see a psychiatrist or a therapist. Yeah. Because she obviously needs help. Yeah. I think he needs to control his emotions more because, yes, I get it. He's frustrated and tired of her constantly threatening him with this. Yeah. But telling her, like, okay, then just do it. What's stopping you? Isn't the right move.
I think he's at a breaking point, it sounds like, if it's been happening a lot. Yeah. He's probably, I mean, it's a hugely emotional thing for men, too. Even if they're not the ones carrying the baby, that is their child, like, their girlfriend, the person that they love the most in the world, you would assume, right? The person they want to get old with, like, their body's changing, they're watching it happen, they're stressed about finances in the future and everything. So it is a lot to put on his plate, too. So, you know, it's not one of those situations where I would say you guys have to be totally in control all the time and you're not allowed to be upset or, you know, have a moment where you're overwhelmed and you get upset and angry. But, like, again, this is where you come together and you have to be like, all right, this is a hard situation, a hard moment. We're 9 months of this is what we're going to have to learn how to handle. How do we do that in a healthy way where we don't say these things? Because this is also, again, you get really stressed for marriage. Life is super stressful. 75% of your lives are going to be, how the fuck do we juggle this shit? So you have to learn how to communicate through these kinds of difficult stuff, right? Like, that's just how it is.
And have that be able to have that conversation of,
Right.
you know, how are we gonna do this, and being able to sit down and have that conversation together. And it doesn't sound like she is in an emotional state to even have that
Right.
conversation in the first place.
Which is why I would say, you know, if it is something that you both think maybe she needs to terminate the pregnancy, and then you sit the fuck down and you say, okay, we need a fucking game plan before we have a baby. How do we do this? And I would never say, oh, you should terminate the pregnancy, but I'm saying if that's something they both agree they want, then I would say at that point you do sit down and make a plan so that you are prepared.
Mhm.
Because it can't just be something that you walk into clearly, just the way that it's hitting her. If they both want the baby, which it sounds like they do, she needs to get some mental health. They both need some support through this, you know?
Yeah, they both need therapy, and they need to work on communication.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Because just letting it build up until you get so angry and say something insane is...
Yeah, especially if she's been
That's not
threatening this over and over. Like, that is so detrimental for his mental health as well, you know? And it's one of those things
That
where...
is something they literally need to talk to each other.
Mhm.
It doesn't sound
can't-
like he said anything about it.
Yeah, you can't
to
be
her.
partners if you're not being partners, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm kind of on the edge of, like, I think everyone's slightly the asshole. Everybody also might not be really the asshole. Everybody's just stressed and needs some support. I think people just need support in this situation.
Yeah.
Okay. She obviously doesn't think he is in it fully, and so JD says that he thinks maybe she's afraid. Do you think she's afraid of abandonment? She thinks that this baby will tear them apart, and it's an outburst only to validate her fears. That's okay. So being someone, I used to be really, really a disorganized
valid.
attachment style, where I was so afraid of abandonment all the time. Like, I'm a lot better now because I've dealt with being alone for so long that, like, I'm not afraid of it anymore. But I used to be, and there were times where I would get so pent up holding everything in because I was afraid if I was honest and I showed, like, that I was emotional, that someone would leave. So there is the potential that, yeah, she's just so overwhelmed and thinks that, you know, maybe he doesn't want this baby, maybe he's only with me because now we're pregnant, like, oh, maybe I should end it and terminate it, and maybe he wants to leave, maybe I should give him that out. Yeah, that's an interesting take. I didn't even really consider that.
Yeah. I wish there was an update, like...
This is a new one, isn't it?
Yeah, it was from 6 hours ago.
8 hours, yeah, yep.
8, my bad.
No, you're good. I think it's because I just reloaded it. Ugh.
Yeah, I've had all my tabs open. So I could just get to the stories we're reading.
Yeah, I have it open too. I left it. Okay, so we have... Am I the asshole for secretly planning to leave my boyfriend? Or do we want spooky?
It's up to chat.
What do we think, chat? We want a spooky one, or we want a dramatic one?
Yeah. Do we want to judge somebody for possibly being an asshole, or do we want scary?
Spooky, says Kitty Toes. Alright, Kirtos. You got it.
Ask and you shall receive.
We have... My roommate doesn't acknowledge me and I think something. I don't have the whole thing. I used to work as a mortician and there's blank. Or we can look through no sleep as well.
Yeah, we can
I
always
like
look
the
at other
mortician.
ones.
Mortician?
Like the mortician one.
Alright,
I
let's
like
do
the mortician. It's always good.
Alright. Well, from Tier MBC.
Do we know, like, how many paragraphs we each want to read?
Let me
Or do we
scroll,
just
let me
want to
look
be
at it.
like, okay, yeah. Scary ones usually tend to be
It's not
longer.
super long, really.
And it's not as long as the last one.
One of us could... Here, let me see what the other... Well, we could have one of us read this, and then the other one could read the next one.
Yeah.
Or we could go half and
that's fine, too.
half, too, if you want.
We can just do the we each read a story.
It's just if the next one's long, then we can split it up too.
Yeah. I'll let you know if like I'm getting like tired of reading. Be like, do you want to pick it up?
Sure. Or if you just need a drink, need a moment, then just tell me. I'm always ready. I'm just following along. So if you want to read this one, go for it.
You can read the Mortician one because there was a different one I wanted to read.
Ooh, alrighty. Perfect, because I really want to read this one. I used to work as a mortician, and there is something funeral homes don't tell you. I almost said that I wasn't sure what this word was. My brain stopped for a second. I was like, what is that word? Okay. I quit my job as a mortician a few years ago, and all the people who knew me are now dead. So I think it's a good time to tell you a very well-kept secret. But before I go into the main story, let me tell you why I became a mortician in the first place. My grandpa's body was found inside his house, dead. It was presumed he had died 2 days before, as that had been how long since he hadn't answered his phone. My mother was in charge of the funeral arrangements, and, per my grandpa's request, the viewing would be in his house. He had also requested that he not be embalmed, for he had found it unnatural. And so the family gathered in his house, full of flowers to cover the stench of death. We all cried and wished he had just a little more time. The thing is, our wish came true much too quickly. As one of my aunts approached his body, she screamed and ran out of the house. We all turned in the direction of my grandpa's body. He was sitting up. His gaze was distant, undisturbed by the hysteria his resurrection had caused. Doctors explained to us that he couldn't... Okay. The writing in this one's not... The cadence isn't blending. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I need a moment.
You have to do this thing with your brain where you like slightly read ahead before you verbally read it because
Yep, I do. But also like it's just not going where my brain thinks it's going to go, and then my brain does a thing where it tries to change it and then it shouldn't change it. It's like, oh god, stop. Okay. Doctors explained to us that he could
It's okay.
Doctors explained to us that he could be a rare case of someone with Lazarus syndrome. Besides that, there wasn't any other explanation. He didn't live long after the incident. He would eat, sleep, and sometimes smile, but he never spoke again. It felt as if my grandpa had lost all that made him him. Well, him. By his second death, my mother ignored his previous wishes and had him embalmed. Some family members joked that we should put up a bell on top of the tomb just in case he woke up again, but I'm not sure how much of it was an actual joke. So that's something they actually did back in the day. They would bury people and then find out that they had buried someone alive. So they had to like have little like causeways all the way up, and then they'd have little bells so that if someone was alive, they could ring the bell and let you know to, exhume them. Just so terrifying. Terrifying. Imagine being fucking buried alive. That's crazy.
I could never.
Yeah, graveyard watch. His first and second death made me curious about what happens after. Was there an afterlife? Did we reincarnate, or did we just rot away into nothingness? The whole religious aspect of it bore me. But the process of death and how the body is handled after drew me in. The turnover rate for morticians is rather high, so I felt especially proud when I obtained my bachelor's degree and was quickly accepted into an internship. I was stupid. I thought I was better than all those people who quit as soon as they realized a dead body is more than just a piece of meat. Now I realize they were the smart ones for leaving and finding any other profession in the world. At the beginning of my internship, there were 6 of us. We were given some of the worst bodies to work with in order to weed out even more people. I almost quit when I had to reconstruct the face of a 3-year-old girl who'd been stabbed multiple times by her father. The mother still went with a closed casket funeral, but she thanked us for making her baby whole once again. God. Oh my god, trigger warnings.
Yeah.
Trigger warnings. Ooh, by the end of the first year of internship, only 2 of us were left. The funeral director called us into his office, saying he needed to talk with us. Congratulations on completing your first year of internship, the funeral director said. He sounded anything but happy. Thank you, Gia and I said in unison. He didn't even look at us. He flipped through some paperwork and files, and we just sat there, unsure of what to do other than stare at each other. Outside the office, we could hear the creaky wheels of a gurney as someone transferred a fresh body into the fridges. I kind of hoped Nave would let us out soon. Being inside the office was much more nerve-wracking than trying to find what body part belonged where after someone had fallen into a wood chipper. I need you both to stay overnight. Yeah, right? What is that movie? Is it Chip and Dale versus Evil, I think? Fantastic movie. Absolute peak comedy and horror together. Like, absolutely. I should stream that for you at some point, Allie, because I think you would love it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the idea of doing a puzzle with a human body is terrifying.
Yeah, Jenga with the human body sounds great. Sounds great. Okay. I need you both to stay overnight. Make the necessary arrangements. Today, you will figure out why people don't stay in the job. Now go. Nave dismissed us as he handed us papers. And please, make sure to sign all the paperwork. Gia made us both the elixir of the gods, coffee, to prepare us for the night. The paperwork made no sense. Most of it was legal jargon related to death and keeping confidentiality.
Oh, go and get a glass of water.
Aye, aye, Captain. Drink, Allie, drink. Whatever happened tonight, we couldn't speak of it to anyone outside the people who worked here. What could be so bad we have to sign so many papers? Gia asked. I have no idea, but I swear I just signed a paper giving the company the rights to my soul. I joked. You still had one? She laughed. We finished our lunch of coffee and headed back to the prep room. Our laughter quickly died as Nave stood by 4 corpses ready for us to dig into. Wait, hold up, hold up. A brother asking you to stay all night after you're doing a full shift? So let me get this straight. They just had lunch, which means they're at least 4 hours into the day. And now they're going to stay overnight too? Because, like, is that... Maybe that's why. Maybe they are going to become delirious and just, like, go a little bit crazy and think, oh my god, there's some dead person waking up. But really, they're just crazy. They're just a little loopy because they're tired. That's my current take. Our laughter quickly died as Nave stood by 4 corpses ready for us to dig into. He took the papers from us, and his face somehow became more somber as he realized we weren't backing out. This is your last chance to quit. There's no shame in it. Nave looked directly at us. I'm staying. My voice faltered, but I tried to look confident. Me too. Gia's voice trembled. He looked at us with pain in his eyes. At the time, I was confused. But again, I wished I had taken the opportunity and left. But no, my pride kept me there, trying to prove a point that didn't even exist. Diana, take the 2 bodies to the right. Gia, get the 2 bodies on the left. Oh god, they're both women? Well, shit ass. Shit ass, I gotta change my reading plan. Could be a 16 common in healthcare. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, Kenny. Explain. We quickly took our positions, somewhat confused on why we were working on 2 bodies each at the same time. Their charts and all the sanitizing utensils were missing, too. Gia and I looked at each other, confused. Now, take their pulses, Nave instructed. What? I looked at him confused. Please do as I say, and once you do, come sit with me. We'll have a talk. Nave said as he sat on one empty chair pointed towards the bodies. Gia and I looked at each other, and reluctantly went to do as told. I first grabbed the wrist of a slim woman who looked to be in her 30s. A shiver ran through my body as the coldness of death touched my warm fingers. I was careful to not damage the skin as I pressed down to feel for a heartbeat. There was nothing. Whew. I let out a sigh of relief, and as I didn't know I had been holding on... Mother trucker. I let out a sigh of relief that I didn't know I had been holding on to. For the next body, I checked for a pulse from his neck, as both of his wrists had been damaged by some kind of knife. As I pressed down onto his neck, I thought for a second that I had felt a heartbeat. I backed away, knowing that there was no way. It was impossible. The rigidity of the body had started to go away as the muscles decomposed, but rigor mortis had already stiffened the body, suggesting that it had been dead for at least 2 days. A day or two. Okay, got it. Nave looked at me, his eyes hiding something as he waved at me to go back to the body. I took a deep breath, trying to keep paranoia at bay. I didn't allow my mind to wander as I pressed my hand into the corpse's neck once more. There was nothing. I almost laughed at myself for freaking out, and I had probably felt my own pulse when I touched his neck. Once done, Gia and I went to sit next to Nave, unsure of what to expect. For sure, it wasn't what he said next. Have you heard how Jesus came back to life 3 days after he was crucified? Nave started. We didn't respond. Sorry, I'm not sure how to explain this. It's my first time explaining it to anyone. He took a pause. Gia and I looked at each other, probably thinking the same thing. Had Nave lost his mind? Should we get out of here while we still could? Diana. Gia. Tonight will either be a rather eventful night or pretty silent. Let's hope for the second and that you just think I lost it. Nave laughed humorlessly. The hours passed, and we just sat there. Occasionally, I would look at my phone to doom scroll. Gia made us all a batch of coffee to make the sand of sleep fall from our eyes. The silence was bothering me, but when I tried to put on headphones, Nave made me take them off. Then, there was a sound. Was that a groan? I looked at the bodies in front of us, and then at Nave. Nave looked intensely at the bodies. His eyes darted from one body to the next. I trembled, unsure of what was going on. And then, another groan. Nave reached under his chair into a bag I hadn't noticed before. He handed us each a knife, and held one himself. Why do we... Gia stopped. The man I had felt a pulse from earlier that night was not sitting up. He stared directly at us, but didn't look at us. His gaze seemed to travel somewhere else. I had seen this before, many years ago, with my grandpa. My bladder wanted to give out at that moment. This couldn't possibly be happening. You two, stab that man in the heart, Nave ordered us. I'm not going to kill him, I protested. Why is he alive? Gia sobbed. He isn't alive, or not in the way that you're thinking about it. Now put him to rest. Nave's voice wavered as he tried to stay calm. I'm not sure why I trusted him, but I started to walk towards the man that I knew had been dead just a few hours ago. As I approached, the man looked at me and gave the smallest smile. He then turned his gaze once more into whatever he was looking at and ignored me. Gia attempted to approach, but nausea overtook her, and she ran towards the nearest trash bin to throw up. In all the time I had known Gia, she had never thrown up. She could easily have a meal in front of a fully open corpse. My hands trembled as I tried to place the knife where the heart was located. My own nausea begged for me to run to the nearest trash bin. Instead, I swallowed the vomit, trying to ignore the acidic aftertaste. I took a deep breath, steadied my hands, ready to plunge the knife into the heart. as the first piece of skin broke. The man turned his head towards me and with an impossible speed grabbed my arm. I screamed as I tried to pull my arm away, and as the man's expression turned into anger, he tried to bite my arm. But I pushed his head away with my other arm, and Gia and Nave ran towards me. Gia attempted to free my arm from his grip. I cried and begged the dead man to let me go. Nave somehow maneuvered the knife between the 3 tangled bodies and stabbed the man right through the heart. The man let go of my arm and slowly fell back into the gurney, leaving a bloody mass behind. I'm so sorry you had to experience this, but there was no other way. If I had to explain this, you wouldn't have believed me. Nave started to crumble. After this, I'm honestly not sure why I stayed. Nave explained to us that some people would come back on the 3rd day, and if Jesus had been real, then that was probably what had happened to him too. Some returned peacefully, others would attack immediately. One thing was for sure. They weren't the same person they had been before death, and the best way to prevent this resurrection, freezing and embalming the bodies. Our job was to prevent the dead from coming back, not prepare the bodies for the family to view. We were given a choice: stay at work or quit. We would be helped to find a new job if we chose to quit, and the only thing we couldn't do was to talk about what had happened that night. The only ones who knew the secret were other morticians, and it was better that it stayed that way. Both of us decided to stay. As terrified as I was about what had happened, it was also morbidly curious. At last, I was getting answers to what happened after death. Nave died a few years later. He took his life, not being able to handle the pressure of the secret. I took over his position and trained new morticians, and Gia was murdered by the husband of a woman who he claimed Gia had killed when she woke up again. Now, here I am, no longer in the business, but still burdened with the knowledge. I have seen loved ones go, and I have made sure that they stayed that way. Do what you want with this knowledge, but I do warn you, they won't come back the same. Let the dead people rest.
That was intense.
Yeah. I like to think that this is true. Female morticians are preferred in the field, or so I've heard. Yeah, I do think that is actually true.
I didn't know that.
I mean, personally, if I die, I don't want no men touching my fucking... Listen, I don't care, I guess, what happens with my body, because it's a body and I'm not in it anymore. But also, I've heard things.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I assume, Kitty Toes, is it because women tend to handle it better, or what is it? Because I have heard that, I don't remember what the reasoning was. I like this story. It wasn't scary.
I liked that one. No, it was just...
But I like the concept, because I like how they, like, tie in the religious / historical context, and they give it a good, like, there's no reasoning, but I like how, like, if you think about, during Halloween, then, people are like, ooh, the dead will return and whatever. It just harkens back to all of these very old style horror, where it's like, ooh, the dead are rising, or the dead will come back to, whatever. And it's like, if morticians weren't embalming people, they'd all be coming back, and what would they be doing? What would all the dead be doing? Would they be killing us?
Mm-hmm. Cammy was saying that them working overnight after a shift, it is common in healthcare to work 16 hours.
That's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. I just I didn't think about it for, like, morticians, but yeah, that's totally fair. Why a knife? A spear is much more efficient and safe. That's just how we learned. Most of the time it's not necessary, but I feel like a knife also keeps it more personal. That way we remember that they are people too. Nah, I don't care. They're already dead. They're not people. What do you mean? In my opinion, their souls have already left their body. So for me, I'd be like, yeah, the further distance, the better. To be fair, though, you don't want you would want something that's very precise, right? Because you wouldn't want to like accidentally stab them in the face. You know?
Yeah.
We've had one death, yes, but what about a second death? Angry Aragorn noise.
Are you reading the comment?
Yeah. Okay. It is your turn, my dear, and would you like to read? I've heard a couple of reasons. The more sensational one has to do with necrophilia, yeah. Yep. Same, kitty toes. I'm on the same page. Alright, Ellie. It's all up to you, baby girl.
Okay.
We have been going for 2 hours, so whenever you're ready, we can read a few more if you want, and then finish up.
I'm actively reading the thing that's on the right side of these posts for the no sleep. I don't think we're supposed to be reading these. You do not have permission to use another person's original work unless you ask for and receive permission from the original creator.
Yeah. This is for saving. So for like YouTube videos, I always put at the end. I always put the names. I used to reach out. I used to reach out, but people would just be like, I don't care, or like people do this all the time. Like they'll just read Reddit stories. So I'll put all of the links and their names, and then if somebody ever reaches out and is like, oh, I don't like that, then I just cut that part out of the video. But yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll still read this one. If they had a problem with it, I'm not big enough on Twitch for them to see that, so.
Like I said, I mean, if someone's upsetty spaghetti about it, I could just cut it out. But also, they do, like, have you ever seen the Judgies, or, yeah. Wait, you've never watched the Judgies, where they just read Reddit stories?
No.
Or like
my go-to Reddit reader is our Call Me Chris and Smosh.
Right, but yeah, again, Call Me Chris. You know, a lot of people like they'll just go on and read when they see it. I do think that it's definitely better to reach out and ask for permission.
Yeah.
But if it's just like impromptu reading, I think, especially if we're not going to save the videos, because I probably won't. The last time I did, I put everyone's name in. And then I never got responses back, so I was like, if they have an issue, I can always go back and cut stuff out. I'm not terribly worried about it, because it's so quick and easy to just cut something out and be like, hey, you know, I don't need you in here. It's all good.
Yeah. Are we wanting to like read one more no sleep and am I the asshole and then game, or what?
Yeah, I think. Well, Poison wanted to try golf with friends. I
told him I'd try it.
I said I would try it too. So I'm not super duper overly excited about it, but yeah, I will give it a shot. I can play for a little while.
There is I have a no sleep up that I definitely want to read.
Okay. Yes, let's read.
Such a simple title.
Is it one that you sent me?
No.
Okay, can you send it to me then on Discord?
Yeah. Not me currently trying to. Oh, the share button's down here. Never mind. Copy link.
Yeah. So just so you know, Cammy. Oh yeah, she's leaving. Okay, good. I do agree. I would always show respect. That isn't. I think I may not have said that very well. It was more of I wouldn't feel bad by killing it again if it was already dead and it wasn't that person in the body, because it would feel more respectful to let that person be up walking around, or the body of that person, without them being in control of it. Like it's there's the bacteria, or is it a fungus, that attaches to snails and essentially zombifies them. They're not in control. They're dead. But the fungus is keeping them alive, and that just feels wrong. But yeah, I would 1000% you should respect like everything. This is why, like, even when I cut a flower, I'm always like, thank you, you know, for letting me take your life, essentially, like, for giving me the beauty, whatever. I take it very serious, respecting things, or, you know, putting out those vibes. Anyway, okay, Ellie, did you send it to me?
I did.
Okay, thank you. Cammy, we'll see you later. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. Have a lovely day / night. Thank you for joining.
Oh yeah, right. Night.
I do appreciate it.
Love you all so much, Cammy. Okay. Amara Horror.
Yes. This is from No Sleep, written by Amara Horror, and it is titled The Man Who Sits Behind Me. Like I said, very simple title. Intrigued me. And it was posted 2 hours ago.
Oh, just so you know, Allie, with the permission stuff, it's the same with me watching the found footage videos on YouTube. As long as you are changing the work slightly by commenting on it, it's not the same. Like, we can't read full books, right? Because during a full book read, usually you have huge, long periods where you're just reading someone else's stuff. But since we are actively commenting on it, we're using it as, like, a discussion. It's fine. It's the same as, like, for me, I watch spooky videos, or, like, especially, like, I can't have, like, a... you know, like a Disney movie on stream.
Yeah.
But since I'm watching a spooky thing, I'm pausing it, we're talking about it, we're commenting on it. It is a commentary, so it's fine. I just wanted to put that out there because I had thought about it when I first started watching the spooky stuff. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I do appreciate that. I feel a little bit better about it now.
I was thinking about it. I was like, I remember going through this. What was it that I found? I was like, oh, yeah, okay, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, you're okay. The Man Who Sits Behind Me. Dear Internet. English already. Okay.
It's okay. Same.
Dear Internet. I think there is a man in my room, and I don't know what to do.
Oh, fuck no.
So, it's my husband, Danny, our 2 boys, Jacob, who is 4, and Jason, who is 9. 5-year age difference makes things difficult at times. Our 2 cats, Cisco and Nova. Cisco was rescued from my old job where she had chosen to hide underneath a Cisco truck during drop-off. We got Nova literally 2 days before from a nice family whose cat had kittens.
Oh.
I originally firmly said no animals, but my boy's husband included begged me for basically anything pet-wise. Cats are assholes, but usually self-reliant, so that was a no-brainer to me. I didn't want to add litter box cleanup to my list of running chores, but in the end, I did what I always do and gave in. We live in a 2-bedroom, 1.5 wide trailer. Don't ask, I don't know either. It is cramped. The kids share a room covered in toys, top to bottom. It's never clean. By the time the last thing is put away, the rest has been destroyed by one of the 2 lovable terrorists I spent hours negotiating with until Dad speaks, and then it's sir, yes, sir. Same goes for the rest of the house, though. It gets clean, but never stays that way. Laundry piled up, someone eats 6 different meals and leaves the dishes. Boxes magically appear full of discarded items nobody ever needs again until that one special time, and then of course, it's not there. Pillow forts, shopping mall, Paw Patrol, racetracks, kitchen emulator, the works of kids and imagination makes the house a home. Even when the owner, me, becomes agitated by these things and just wants a clean, peaceful place. Some days. Enough about that. Now to the topic at hand. My husband and I each have a desktop PC for gaming. He games more than me, but I still like to, on rare occasions. He set our desk up together, putting himself against the wall in the living room, and my desk pokes out slightly past the kitchen doorframe.
Okay.
Due to this placement, I could turn around and see through the entire kitchen, down the tiny hallway that leads to the bathroom and our bedroom. I can also see my husband's side of the bedroom when the door is open.
Okay.
I have never had an issue with this. Comes in handy for catching sneaky children. Just a quick look back over my shoulder or a slow silent turn around and stare for a moment to see why it's suddenly silent. This is where my problem comes in. On a few occasions, now I have glanced that way and been startled to see a man sitting on my bedroom floor on my husband's side. The lights are usually off to save our power bill as much as possible, so of course my brain is like, man-shaped object in dark? Creepy.
Literally, that's exactly how my brain would
Rightfully
work.
so.
I'd be like, like no.
I literally ignored it and chalked it up to overactive imagination.
How? Teach me your ways, magic person. The fuck?
Like when I told you about my dream where I swear to God I heard someone walk through the house and shut the bathroom door.
Yeah, there's no way in hell I am not grabbing. No, there's no way in hell. There is no way. I have no. I've watched too much true crime. I don't care. I don't care. I will literally engage. There's no. You are not going to be the one to engage with me, bish. No, I am going to engage. I'm going to close the fucking distance, and you are getting testicular torsion / my flail to the fucking dome. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, I don't care. If I'm supposed to be alone, you better fucking text me if you have a key to my goddamn house.
1 eternity later.
Shush. Yeah, no. Sorry. No way. I don't care. You see someone on the fucking floor, there would be a hole in the floor. I'm sorry. Oops. Okay, continue. So sorry.
Later, I checked my bedroom to find the tall laundry basket sitting around the same area. So I moved it because I don't need to have the creeps about doing laundry. That would be disastrous. Then it happened again. This time, it was the shorter basket of laundry, which made no real sense because the man was tall, even while sitting. Plus, the clothes were colorful, and he was a bland brown shirt, kind of boring. Whatever, though, imagination, I suppose. Bitches, that's your fucking imagination. It's just glimpses mostly. I've locked on a time or two, but then it becomes blurry, and by the time I've walked back to check, there's nothing in sight. It's even happened with the lights on, though his area was a bit darker, for whatever reason. I mean, I've had other weird things happen, so I'm not jumping to say it's something paranormal or whatever.
Right. Okay.
Other stuff being, knocks on my door, softly like one of the kids. I saw my door move on its own, just slightly. My ceiling fan turns into a saw blade every now and then, spinning out of control until the strings fly up.
Wait, so
it, then
okay, are they like having schizophrenic tendencies, or like?
I have no clue.
Okay.
Stuff moved, stuff missing, and things randomly falling. Also, my cats are pretty decent little rascals. They stay out of most things and knock less stuff over on purpose than other cats I've seen. They are lazy. They sleep 95% of the time, beg for food 3%, and ask for pets for 2%. And then the other overtime 2% is the willful asshole time. So you have really calm cats. I do not. Some stuff can easily be blamed on the cats. Something fell in the kitchen, saw one over there earlier. Toy missing from the track, saw Cisco staring it down earlier. Box was by the back door and is now beside the fridge. Look in it. If I fit, I sit. It's a real life motto. Some stuff can't be explained, like my glasses going from my bedside to the TV stand in the living room. Or the paint can I was using going from the kitchen to the bedroom while only I am home. That one was definitely freaky.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I swear I keep seeing him and it's creeping me out. I loved sitting in my bedroom for a moment of peace and quiet, but now I'm paranoid. What if a man lives in my walls? What if it is some benevolent ghost out to get me? Worst case scenario, I'm going nuts. If I'm not, and it is a ghost, how the hell do I prove that without seeming like a crazy person first? I told my husband, and he laughed it off the way I did. Overactive imagination. Maybe it is, but the more it happens, and the more I think about it, the more creeped out I get. I don't know what to do. Ugh, help. Yes, I had a picture of my doorway from the desk, but it won't let me add it.
Huh.
This felt like a really real pose for it being on a no sleep.
Yeah. Yeah. Very realistic.
No, man. Yeah, this... I can't tell if this is like...
A real experience.
Real, or just someone who found a really good way to write a horror story. But...
Benevolent and out to get you at the same time, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So far, it's only 4 upvotes, and it was posted 3 hours ago, so...
Yeah. That's...
I don't know, man.
So creepy.
Because now that just makes me scared. Like, what if I look behind me in my camera and there's just a person sitting there?
Oh god. Alright, okay.
Legit paranormal fear.
Oh my god. Yeah, last time I read spooky Reddit stories, there was one where it was someone trapped in a stream.
Oh.
And my chat, like Eel and everybody was like, "Oh, you're trapped in your stream now. You can't," like all this stuff, and it was really creepy. And it was like they were all being like, "Oh, look behind you, don't whatever," because I had the double doors behind me last time I did it.
Yeah.
Because that's how my orientation was, and I was like, "No, bad. I disagree. I am not okay with this." Yeah, I like that one. That was good. That was spooky.
Mhm.
Ugh.
I can't believe we've only been live for 2 hours.
Yeah, it feels like longer, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I
do quite enjoy this, so this is nice.
Me too. I love reading these stories. Let's do one more. Hi, I love you too. Going for a walk. Hell yeah, have a great walk, Parsi. I hope you're doing well. I hope that your pain has subsided. Your head and your neck and everything are healing. You have to let me know how your range of motion is, how your tendons are. Okay.
906 chapters.
Damn, Tessa, good for you. Proud of you. I think we should do the last. Actually, I think we read all of these.
The only one that we had left, I think, was like
mine.
Am I the Asshole?
Yeah. Oh, there's a planning to secretly leave my boyfriend. Am I the asshole for not giving away my laptop, or am I the asshole for if I set my husband up with his ex?
That's insane.
I'm gonna read. I really want to read that one. It's short. It's short. Is that okay?
Yeah, I can. The secretly leaving my boyfriend one is also really short.
Good. We can do both. We can end with your one. I'll just read this really quick if that's okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Would I be the asshole if I set up my husband and his ex? Short version is my husband cheated on me with his ex-girlfriend. I found out and everything went downhill quickly. He said it was a mistake, blah blah blah. Oh, it was a mistake. Oh no, I fell on top of her. Oopsies. No.
I'm Pickle Rick!
Nah. Already fucked that guy. I did a lot of digging and learned that she did it intentionally. Who cares? Who cares if... What do you mean? Well, of course it was intentional. And is also the reason I found out. I've never met this woman. I know who she is from what he's told me, and unfortunately, what I've seen. Who cares? Your hubby still chose to do that. What do you mean? Who cares? I can understand being really upsetty spaghetti, okay? When I found out that my ex had lied to me about a lot of shit, I was like... I was upsetty spaghetti, you know? I hijacked my husband's socials, expecting her to pop back up, and when she did last week. She spent a good 3 hours trying to convince him to leave me or have a secret relationship. Who cares? This man didn't immediately block her ass and tell you and be like, hey honey, look at this, isn't that crazy? Let's laugh about it together. Like, the most that should happen is that he just tells you about it and then you both read it together. Huh? What do you mean?
Yeah. That's insane.
Yeah. Before anyone says it, I'm not staying, but I won't be leaving empty-handed. My husband has been groveling mess. He's done a lot trying to prove that I can trust him again. No! Stupid. Let him try. Let him waste his fucking breath. Including saying he would tell her off if he ever saw her again. Really? Should have done that the first time. Crazy. So, would I be the asshole if I orchestrated that confrontation before filing divorce? I didn't take his socials to set a trap for her. I did it because he said he made it clear to her that they would never speak again, and I didn't believe him. Why didn't he do that before he slept with her? I'm sorry, but like... What do you mean? Our marriage is his to respect, but her going out of her way to hurt a woman she's never met nor knows anything about rubs me all the wrong way. Girl, I'm sorry. But like, She doesn't care about you, clearly.
This is really reading, not the asshole.
Yeah. I never
Well,
intended to
mhm.
go after her until it was made clear her actions were malicious. What do you... Okay, but I don't understand what this person means by go after her. It sounds like they want to set these two up together. So, what exactly does she mean, go after her? Like, I'm nervous.
I have no clue.
I'm never against a non-harmful way of making someone else's life a little bit more miserable when they deserve it. Like, sometimes I'll go to, what is that Reddit? The one that's like completely harmless ways to just make other people's lives a little bit worse when they're people like this. Like,
I have no clue. My go-tos are, am I the asshole? Am I overreacting? Best of Redditor updates and the freaking revenge ones.
oh yeah, the revenge ones. Let me see if I can find it. Gift ideas. Oddly terrifying, oddly specific, public freakout. I don't remember what it was, but it's essentially like completely harmless, like harmless ways. Ooh, we got we got so many interesting ones. Insane people of Facebook, glitch in the Matrix, our facepalm. Dude, I got some things we could read. Am I the bad apple? Man, I don't know if I can find it right now, but essentially it's just like you know, ways to like just harmlessly fuck with people who deserve it, you know?
Like spreading dried mashed potato mixture on somebody's lawn and then watching them turn their sprinklers on.
Yes, or, you know, when somebody continuously steals your fucking sandwich at work, making sure that that sandwich is made of disgusting things next time. Like, things that just don't go together at all and is gonna leave a nasty taste in their mouth. Not anything unedible, of course, but things that just nasty together. Like, if you always have a turkey sandwich and instead you put, like, tuna and strawberries and then, like, I don't know. I don't even know. Or, like, if somebody's stealing your creamer and then instead of creamer you put, like, orange juice in your creamer.
So I read one. This lady was working somewhere and there was a notorious employee that kept stealing people's food.
Yeah.
Now this chick loves spicy food. She made it clear
yeah.
she was a Latina who loved her spice and can handle it. So she had brought a sandwich to work that was really spicy.
Yeah.
And there was commotion in the cafeteria. Because somebody had stolen her food and said, "You tried to kill me."
Okay.
And it was like,
you can't steal someone else's food and then be upset that your allergies get triggered.
He was like, "No way you can eat this spicy food." And she's like, "Yes, I can.
No.
That was my sandwich. I intended
It doesn't even matter. If you are actively stealing someone else's food and your allergies get triggered, or you're like eating something way too spicy, that is not on anyone but you. Stop taking other people's shit. Like,
yeah, it wasn't an allergy issue.
Right, I know.
She tried to kill him because of how spicy it was.
Yeah. I got that. But regardless, spicy or allergies or anything else, if you have an allergy, it is your job, nobody else's. If you have a spice intolerance, it's your job and nobody else's. You have to let people know, and if they're intending to feed you, then that's a problem. But like, if you're stealing their food,
you went out of your way to eat their food, so
you get what you deserve. Is all I have to say. That's all I have to say about that.
Karma.
Same with the creamer thing. If someone's stealing your creamer and you're just like, you know what? I've told everybody, nobody's coming up, nobody's fessing up. I'm just gonna put fucking orange juice in there instead. And then they happen to be allergic to oranges, and you're like, well, why were you stealing my thing? You know, I couldn't have known. I could not have known.
There's a guy standing behind me right now.
Oh my god, Allie! Stop! You're freaking me the fuck out, please.
Aggie.
Hi, Aggie! Oh my god, he's home! Allie, we can end stream. I can go, we can hang out with John later, or I can hang out with John. You should go spend time with Aggie since he's home.
You know, he tends to not like me getting off the computer just for
I don't care. You literally, he's been gone He's being gone for a whole month, so you have a little bit of time with him. Go spend time with your Pookie. This is what we do, okay? We support love. All love matters, and that's all that matters, okay? He's your ride or die for the rest of your life, the person you're gonna get old with. You might not even know me in 20 years, but you know who you will know? Him, especially if you're getting married. So you go spend time with your hubby bear, okay? You go spend time with your eggy man, your stinky fart boy. I love you all the much, Allie. Please don't stay on for me. If you guys want, we could play Repo together, because I'm sure John and Poison would love to do that. If you want a little time to say hi and hang out, and then we could always play Repo and hang out a little bit later. Otherwise, I'll be free tomorrow evening, so we can hang out tomorrow evening too. Don't let Eggy keep you from spending time with your mans. Is Allie muted right now?
He told me not to end.
I know, but you should. And honestly, I was thinking I would need a break anyway before we go play games. So I will converse with John about what we want to do, but we don't have to stream it anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what to do because he told me to not end.
Well, you know what? The great thing about it is he's a partner. He's not in charge of you, and he can't tell you what to do. I need a break.
He doesn't wanna socialize right now either, so he doesn't want to play games.
That's okay. I'm not saying he needs to. I'm saying you guys go hang out, do your own thing. If you want to play Repo tomorrow, we can play Repo tomorrow. You and I. And
Oh,
Poison.
I feel bad because Poison really wanted to play that golf game.
Listen, Allie, I love you so much. If we decide to play the golf game, I will call you and I will say, Allie, do you want to play? And then you have the choice to join if you want to. Okay? I'm gonna take a break either way. This is the perfect time for you to go spend time with Eggy. Eggy does not need to socialize with anybody. He just needs to hug you and cuddle, get some cuddles, get a little bit of love. Maybe you guys need to make some dinner together, be cute and romantic, and not have to worry about you. You just streamed for what, almost 3 hours? 2.5 hours. I think you're...
2.5.
Okay, listen, there was a day where Joe was like, I will be here and I'm going to spend time with you. Oh, it was my 24-hour stream. He was like, I'm going to be awake with you until the end. And he popped on at like midnight. And then immediately, like 20 minutes in, he was like, I'm going to go give Sammy a back massage. And I was like, you go, boy. You fucking go. Treat your woman. I'm like the bottom of the fucking rung, okay? When it comes to you and your partner should come first 24/7. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if we have plans. You go spend time with your Pookie, okay? I love you. I'll see you later. I'm gonna take a break. Thank you for reading with me. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
We can totally do it again. We can just do it in the Discord too. Even if you just want to read to us. We'll just listen.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Kit.
Okay.
Thank you, Kitty Toes. Thank you, Allie. I love you all. And I will see you guys later. Bye-bye, Allie. Tell Eggy I say hi and he's awesome.
I will.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, chat. That's to you as well. I do want to play games with John. John, I'm going to take like a 15-minute break regardless. But since we don't have, you know, we might not hang out with Allie. Yes, Tessa, I will. Do you want to try that that other game's demo? John? Besides, we didn't have concrete plans with Poison anyway. Poison just asked if we wanted to play the golf game. And I was like, I don't know. I have plans with Allie already. But you know what I did have plans was to hang out with John yesterday. So, yeah. Regardless, I can play games with John. And, you know, Poison has all weekend off. I didn't even know he took off today. He just took off today so that because he was supposed to go somewhere that they're not doing now. Thank you for shouting out, John. Thank you. All right, John, I will message you. But for now, I'm gonna take a little breaky break. Thank you for shouting out, Tessa. Thank you. Also, if anyone wants to, Kit is Queen Vidalia 94 on here. And, you know, you can go check them out too. They also stream, usually Saturday nights, I believe. Do I have that wrong, Kit? I don't know. I wouldn't put it past me to be wrong. Let's be real. I would not put it past me to be wrong. Okay. I need to get something to eat. But you guys will be proud, I made a smoothie for myself this morning. I have eaten a little bit. That is my... Hang tight, your shoulders are on cooldown for 25 minutes. Yeah. Frosty Tools needs to be edited. Maybe I'll go do that as well. You got it right. Yay! Okay, good, good, good. Thank you, Kit. Alright. I'll see you guys later. If I decide to stream it, you'll know. It'll pop up in your notifications. But, you know, regardless, if I hang out with John, I'll probably stream it. Just because John's hilarious, and you guys need more of John in your life. He's a really, really good editor, but he's also just so fun to just fuck around with. I hope you rest well when you do, that your bed is a refuge from the world, your pillow is cool, and your blanket a friend's embrace. Hugs. Hugs, Kitty Toes. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. That was so much fun. I would love to do more Drama Alert with Allie soon, or anyone else who wants to be part of it, you know, like Kitty Toes. You know, I know you a little more now. I would love to just hang out with you when you want to. But yeah, Kit, of course, you're always welcome. Pretty much anyone who is in that specific voice channel, you guys are, you know, my close friends, and I love you. So I would love to hang out more. Okay, I'm gonna turn on a song, and I'm gonna end stream, and I'll find someone to raid.
Oh, go and get a glass of water.
I will. Good night, guys. Maybe I'll see you again. We'll see. Bye-bye.
We start with a 10-bit, a home to spark, spiral the staircases after dark. One night beat pulls another loose, conversation catching fire and loose. Books stacked high and the kettle sings. Every question grows its wings. Passion does a knock, it kicks the door. Tidbits and Texas, we don't